Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 8 of It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where three friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together once a week to have a chat about all things geek. And joining me this week and every week is the curliest haired man I know. Please give it up for Mr. Chris Lumb.
Hello.
All right, Curly Lumb, how the hell are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Very well, thank you very much. How's your week been?
It's been all right. Thank you very much. Yeah, the best it can be expected at the moment. But
No,
yeah.
I know. We mustn't grumble. That's some interesting paraphernalia you got behind you there. You got a new addition to your setting. You got a couple of Ecto ones.
I've got my Ectos out for you, especially.
Nice.
I don't get them out for everyone, you know.
No. They're very impressive. We'll have a talk about that and maybe have a look at them a little bit later on. But without further ado, we should introduce our other friend. It's Mr. Nathan Webb. Come on, Webby, come on out.
What's happening?
All right, dude. How you doing, man? You had a good week?
What's going on? This is bullshit.
Yeah. Best till last, Webby.
I don't mind waiting. I'm moving closer. I've just learned.
I feel like you're inside me now.
I'm having an uncomfortable time on this chair though. I don't want to get your TMI too much.
Hemorrhoids?
No, but it's got an habit of it feels like it's jabbing you in the bumhole. This chair. Maybe hang on.
What's jabbing you in the bumhole? No, is it some Lego? You sound a Lego dick or something.
No idea.
He's always got his Lego out. We've got a comment already. I don't know if this is for Nate. Whoa. I think it was probably Ectos, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
It might be the bumhole talk.
Yeah.
Just setting us off on a good sure footing.
Hang on. Just to confirm, it was for
Lego. That's fair enough.
Displayed my little menu.
Look at it. It's tall, isn't it?
It's pretty bloody tall. It opens up, and then you got to do it inside. Hey, what you doing? Yeah.
What is he doing?
Luke's having a dangle. He's just sitting there chilling. I don't think he's expecting that Luke Skywalker is right underneath him with a big shiny lightsaber. It's going to come up right through the bottom of the AT-AT.
Speaking of bumholes, right? Do you ever wonder where they go to the toilet on these ships? Because they've never got facilities, have they?
Do you know what? Actually, recently they did, didn't they? Because on The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
The first time ever they mentioned the toilet, and he's got one on the Razor Crest. He calls it a privy, doesn't he? And he says, if you need to go to the privy, it's there.
That's right. You see,
what stash popping up? I don't know what you mean.
What stash? It's ridiculous.
Stash of Lego.
You're a list of Lego. Yeah,
Lego. Baggies of Lego.
Yeah. Your quarter of Lego.
But when times get hard, I'll just crush it all up into little plastic bits. Eject it. I don't know.
That's what they do. You're a Lego junkie. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gents, for coming and joining us this week. Please give us a like, give us a share, tell all your friends. We're starting a community here, a goddamn community, ladies and gentlemen. And first up, we got the news. What's going on in the news this week, gentlemen?
Well.
Excellent. I like it. I like the fact that it's gravitas and suspense there.
We have got news. There's news. What do you want me to start with? Let's start with so there's a good one. Disney Plus are throwing their hat in the ring against the streaming sites that are already established. They're doing pretty well, Disney Plus, with their own content. They've just unleashed. I mean, it's not all amazing, but there's a lot of it. A lot of content that's coming in March. That's things like Lost, 24. So you got a lot of sort of R-rated content coming as well, which is a big move for Disney. They don't have much of that on there at the minute. Let me just pull up my screen because I've got the wrong screen open. You got Lost, you got 24, American Dad, Buffy, Firefly, Prison Break, Sons of Anarchy, Ugly Betty, The X-Files. Those are just some of the TV shows that are coming.
So everything that's currently on Netflix, then, basically.
This is what is debated at the minute. Is like these things are pretty much already available. I'm sure that Disney have plans to take them off those other services, though.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, contracts will run out, won't they, eventually? And then it's all Fox stuff in it mostly. All 20.
Yeah, it's just people. I mean, there's a lot of people who still. I don't know. I've seen most of this stuff, so I don't think I want to watch it again. But, you know, if you want a repeat watch of all the Family Guys from the beginning or something, you could, you know, start there. Movie-wise, they've picked some strange choices. There's a lot of, like, older movies. I picked out some that I thought Lummy might approve of. You ready? Only a couple. There's a big list, but there's not much on it. Another Stakeout.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing the first one as well. They are a bit weird about the sequels. I'll explain that in a minute. But Arachnophobia, you've got Borat, which my autocorrect has put down as Borax.
Nice.
Borax. I've not seen that. Conan, the Barbarian. Deadpool 2. Not one, just 2. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian, the Arnie one, I believe. And then you've got Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
You like that one, don't you?
I do.
And one of my favourites, Grand Budapest Hotel, which is a cracking film that came out a couple of years ago. And this is what flummoxed me a little bit. They're putting all the diehards on, like all of them, apart from number 1. And I just thought, that's a bit
saving
weird.
it for Christmas. Saving it for Christmas.
Maybe so, but yeah, so I can't explain that, I'm afraid. But yeah, they've got all the diehards, but you're not allowed to watch the first one.
It's not a massively inspiring selection of content, is it?
It's
I mean,
not.
Really? I mean, I've just resubscribed to Disney Plus for another month just so I could rewatch Revenge of the Sith, the film that we will be reviewing retrospectively at 9 o'clock this evening, ladies and gents. Hey, how you doing, Blue Canary? Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. And also, you don't get a lot of "Hey you." That's nice to get a different. "Hey you."
Hey you.
Hello.
Yeah, you can. You know, guys at the end of there as well. But also WandaVision. I wanted to keep up with WandaVision, but other than that, actually, there is very little on Disney Plus that I particularly want to watch, and the actual player itself is really bad.
Don't you think? That's up to you, man. You're all gonna get.
Whoa.
No. I mean, sorry. I mean the user friendliness and the actual.
Disney, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
No.
I'll get Disney-peered again. It's the. It's just. Whoa!
We're now owned by Disney. Disney now own us.
Oh my God!
They bought the show. Bought the show. Wow.
That wasn't that expensive though, was it?
No.
It's not broke the bank. But yeah. I understand what you're saying, Gittins. I think a lot of it is, I mean, if you're a kid, like my kid, bloody hell, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff on there for him. So if you're into watching all your Spider-Man cartoons and you want to see every Spider-Man cartoon that's been out in the last 40 years, they're all pretty much on there, as well as the X-Men and all the Avengers and all sorts of stuff. But what I think it does is it bulks out their... They've got such strong original content. The reason people keep going back to it is because now the Mandalorian's on there, all the Star Wars. If you like Star Wars, you don't want to watch it just once, do you? You know, it's generally just there. And all the Marvel stuff, which I'm probably due for a rewatch anyway. I think we're going to be reviewing some of them, aren't we, in the near future? So as we commence with that, I'll start watching them in order.
We've got to get through about 8 weeks of Star Wars first. But
we just got this. I'm at work, not able to talk much, but I'm listening. If you say something, I'm sure you'll enjoy the Revenge of the Sith talk later. There'll be lots of jumping on that.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
What else we got? More news. Do you want some more news? Here's some more news for you. So this week, it's a little bit of news, but it's a news that I liked. I liked this bit of news. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool himself, sent a tweet out this week that was basically just toying with our emotions a bit, saying that he revealed the plot for Deadpool 3 as it was meant to be before Disney Plus got hold of it, and they're reworking it. They're doing something else with it. And allegedly, he unless it's a very clever joke, which I don't think it is, because the wording of the tweet doesn't sound like a joke. I'll tell you what is written. This is from Ryan Reynolds' Twitter. It's critical to have open, honest, healthy discussions around mental health. By retweeting Bell Let's Talk, you can make a difference. So it's a little plug for some mental health site. That's nice of him. But then he said, in case that's not enough, before Disney bought Fox, Deadpool 3 was going to be a road trip between Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, come on. That's tickled my testicles a bit.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been pretty cool. I mean, God knows what. I don't think they're going to be releasing a shit Deadpool 3, but that's a cool idea, man. To see them two on a road trip with him winding Wolverine up for 2 hours would be fantastic. I'm just thinking about how many times he would stab Deadpool for Deadpool to come. You know what I mean? I could just see him sitting in the car with him, and in one scene he's sat next to him, but then the next scene he's like chopped up and upside down. He's still sat in there, he's still winding him up and chat. You could just... So yeah, that's a tasty little
nugget. Man.
And also, I did, yeah. I think as well. Also, the good thing about it was his intention was for it to be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And that was going to be a little surprise because he retired after Logan. Said he was never going to play the character again. Everybody knows they've got a pretty good relationship. They're always pissing about with each other and joking around. And I think there's a strong chance he could have twisted Hugh Jackman's arm to come back. That would have been awesome. So God knows if he's going to actually be in Deadpool 3. We'll see, won't we? But that's a nice little story, I thought. It's quite cool. Yeah.
That's cool. And some Sandman news as well, isn't there?
Yeah, Sandman. I mean, if you don't really know what Sandman is, then God help you. It started life as a comic book, early 90s, really, really famous, really dreamlike and beautifully drawn and interesting. Written by Neil Gaiman, who wrote Stardust. There he is. Stardust, American Gods, Good Omens with Terry Pratchett. He's a really, really good writer. Norse Mythology was a book I read by him last year, where he reworked all the original Norse myths and retold them in a sort of, not a modern way, but just in a new way. And he was really faithful to the original material, but he put his own spin on it, and it was really, really cool book. Anyway, Sandman they've been trying to develop Sandman as either a TV show, a film, or a cartoon for 33 years. There you go. I haven't read that one, but he's a brilliant writer. He's got something ethereal about the way he writes. He's just very dreamlike and very cool. I mean, watch American Gods and you'll see what I mean. And, you know, so it's really exciting that they finally announced the casting for Sandman, starting with Gwendolyn Christie, who is Captain Phasma from Star Wars, and Brienne of Tarth. Yeah. So not much more to report on that yet, but it's nice to know that something like that is in the pipeline. I hope they don't balls it up, but you never know. But yeah, that's Neil Gaiman news for this week.
Nice, and also hear that there's a little bit of a Star Wars Great British Bake Off crossover, a merge going on.
Yeah, man.
What's happening there?
Daisy Ridley from Rise of the Skywalker. There she is. And Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, she's one of the lady rabbits.
She's just in Peter Rabbit 1.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, apparently, and she's not in the sequel. I don't know why.
I'm not bothered then.
Must have dig into the controversy behind it. Yeah. Well, anyway, she's been selected as one of the celebrity guests on this year's Celebrity Bake Off for Stand Up to Cancer, which again is a nice thing to do. And the Star Wars baking puns have been rolling in. Now, I can't take credit for any of these. These are just a few that I read off online, and then I had an attempt at trying to come up with a couple myself, and they weren't that great. But anyway, the Twitter ones that I saw that made me chuckle were bicarbonate of Yoda.
Nice.
Flan Solo. Oh, Admiral Snack Bar. It's a bap.
Yeah. Nice.
Come on. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Revenge of the Sith. Just to
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you come up with?
None of it weren't great. But okay, I've repeated the Flan one. I was like the Phantom Menace and the attack of the scones, and then I gave up.
I came up with some last night. I had a little
yeah,
think.
you sent me through some.
So I've got them here. I've got Chew Baklava.
Yeah.
I've got Doba Fett. I've got Maze Windu. I've got Emperor Bacon Tin, which I'm not as I'm not as happy with that one. Ramekin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then one that's looked really good on paper until I read it out, and that is C3PO.
Oh dear. Yeah,
it looks way better on paper than it does when it's read out loud.
Oh, I missed my worst one. My worst one was Rise of the Bread Maker. I mean, come on. So yeah, I suppose you could go on forever. If anybody's got any ideas, comment.
Yeah. If you've got any baking puns, any Star Wars baking puns, drop your comments down and we'll read them out.
I think we've covered everything. I don't see where.
Okay, well, one of your three geeks is...
Do some work, Luke Canary.
That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Oh. This is the content you come here for every single week.
Oh, go on, hang on. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Good. And Chewbacca did you spell chew as in chew your food or chew pastry? You could got chew.
Oh, Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca and Chewbacca. There you are. Got two. There we are. Nice. Lumber's just sat there, just shaking his head.
I couldn't think. I had to think, and I was like, it's too hard to think of. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah. That's how Lumby's brain works. I have to think.
I kept thinking Jawa cakes, but then I thought that's just like Jaffa cakes, and that's not what we're doing. I couldn't get off it.
I don't understand this game.
The sandwich crawler. No. It doesn't get much better from here, does it?
Obi-Wan Bick. No, I don't. You found a thing I just can't get my head around.
This is brilliant. We need to come up with another food-based pun for Lummy each week just to see which one's squirm. It's amazing.
Have any Ezra?
Ezra's in the cartoon. The guy from the cartoons.
Yeah, Rebels.
I don't know.
It's a very confused face, Nathan. This is where Nathan's like, call myself a geek.
I can't see the cartoons. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, we're going to move on anyway because one of your three geeks this week has not watched WandaVision. So we're not spoiling it anyway, and we're not even really reviewing it. We're more plugging it because I think Nate, Webby and I were talking yesterday and we both felt equally stupid for being so down on the first episode. Is that right, Webbs?
I wasn't down on it. I think I cleverly worked a way around it. First time, I said the first episode's too early to tell. Yeah, it's too early to tell. I hedged my bets.
But I think it's shit.
I've actually got an audio clip of exactly what you said. Go and have a listen. Just have a listen to this. I think it's a load of rubbish. This is nothing. I mean, proof's in the pudding there, man. That's what you said. Man.
Caught me.
I'm
glad I waited it out. I'm glad that I went with my gut instinct to just let it be what it is and unravel itself week by week. If you've only just got into the first two and you can't be bothered, give it just wait a bit. You know what I mean? I think it'd be. I'd feel really silly if I'd just given up on it after the first two episodes.
I want to find the guy off Twitter who gave up on it after 10 minutes. Who went, "Oh, I'm out. No."
But that raises a really good point, doesn't it? I mean, how spoon-fed do we need to be? Do we need all the answers in the first episode? Is that what you want?
You don't if you're a rational person who can sit and wait and watch things. If you want everything like given to you straight away and no plot twists or anything like that, or any figuring out, then go for it. Watch it all.
I'll be honest, I came at it quite snarkily. I was like, I should have just watched those first two episodes.
You go like that?
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I watched the whole thing as well. Just one cheek on my sofa and one cheek hanging off. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I love your physical manifestation of sarkiness there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I can imagine him. I've seen him walk.
You're wasted. You're wasted as a voice artist. No, genuinely, you're wasted as a voice artist.
Yeah.
You don't have to get his hair cut.
Yeah.
Along.
No, but I know I came at it quite snarkily. It didn't grip me the first episode, but then as soon as I watched the second episode, you could tell it was going somewhere, and why wouldn't it be? They plowed a shitload of money behind it, and it's a good character. But last episode, Lummy was brilliant, really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I mean, it's just going from strength to strength for me. I really liked what they were doing anyway. I kind of got what they were doing, but I mean, bring it on. I want to see where it goes from here. But I can't see why. Captain America, though, Rich, can you believe it? Oh, can't believe
it. Man. Honestly, in just his underpants, Chris.
I know.
It was
Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
What other news is there you set up?
I think that's it for the news, isn't it, this week? Unless you've got something else. Go on, what have we missed?
You've missed this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is that news?
That's right. Yeah, no, it was news. Yeah, because there's a new edit out, isn't there?
Yeah, the alleged proper cut, which Zack Snyder wanted. I think what happened apparently was when they were filming, he had some sort of family emergency, and he ended up leaving, but he didn't want to leave, and then they replaced him with Joss Whedon. Or am I thinking of the wrong franchise? Anyway, whoever took over, Joss Whedon, I think, didn't do a cracking job of it, and I mean, that film should have been fucking amazing, and it's just a bit of a wet fart. Nothing redeeming about it for me. And apparently, the rumor is the director's cut makes a lot more sense, got a lot more in it, and should be worth it. So,
and it's coming to HBO Max on the 18th of March.
Which begs the question where we're going to watch it in England legally.
Yeah. Now, how is this going to work?
I don't know. It's
somewhere will buy it, surely. Somewhere will go, let's do a deal and get it on here.
I think it's probably going to be Sky, isn't it? Unless Netflix suddenly has to pull something out of the bag because Disney's taken half their content off them.
I mean, it's going to be up against Coming to America too, so
Yeah, it's got stiff competition.
And also, I've got a bit of news for you guys, actually, that I'm just going to shove in. Apparently, this is delayed still.
What?
Yeah, still going to be.
Sorry, I'm done with the. Sorry.
Still back end of year. Peter Rabbit 2. We're all waiting.
Back end of year.
Sake.
Do you know it's going to be amazing though when it finally hits?
Do you know what? I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. The Garden was just the beginning, guys.
Yeah. Do you know what this is? I'll tell you why. It's Daisy Ridley's fault.
What has she been up to? Is she too busy baking to fucking
That's
do
it. Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of Peter Rabbit too. It's too big. It's gone too big.
To be fair, Webby, would you rather be on Great British Bake Off or be in Peter Rabbit 2?
With James Corden.
To answer that?
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit, of course.
Really?
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a toughie. I can't bake. So I'm not sure. I'll have to come back to you. I'll bring you. I'll answer that next week. I'll mull it over.
We've got some comments.
I'll give it the think.
Jackie! All right, Matt Jackson.
Jackson.
You think that's a mighty fine beard you're sporting there, young man?
It looks cold. Get out of that chill. Get in the warmth.
I don't think that's like real time. I think that's
is that not live?
I've got this. It's not a live stream.
How's R going to know his nuts? What?
How's that R going to know his nuts?
Hang on, leave that up a minute. Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
What? How's R going to know his nuts? Good question.
Yeah, I mean it's philosophical.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on, we've got
Peter Rabbit.
See.
Yeah, we knew that.
Of course, because it's been delayed. There we go as well.
We know. We know our Peter Rabbit universe.
Real good. real well.
Louis, you've got a little. Look, we said earlier on that you got a little bit of a change of your set dressing behind you. Can we have a look at those Ectos, or are they kind of stuck there?
They're not stuck. You think
Stuck with jizz?
I've got
stuck with ectoplasm.
I've got they're the Hot Wheels Ecto 1 and 2. Ecto 1.
Nice.
I can't turn them around on camera properly. What am I doing? Just point them at the camera, you dickhead. There we go.
It's confusing, isn't it, when it's all reversed?
So they're them. Then I've got the Lego Ecto 1, only the cheap one.
So the fact that Lumb is there going, why are my hands going the other way?
Don't take much to confuse me, you know this. That's the, I know the new one's out. All right, don't be fucking bombarding me with comments going, why don't you got the new one? Because I don't buy Lego. I bought this ages ago when it first came out.
Not just Lego. I'll come round to Woodlesford and punch you in the tits.
Look, let's face it, Lummy's hoping that we get donated a shit ton of Lego if we mention Lego enough on the show. Let's have a look at the last one, Lummy.
Put them back now, Rich.
Yeah, no. Fuck.
Messing up with this. I could have shown you.
You're going to show us all of them apart from the last and biggest one that you've got.
Right. This is more interesting. There's a lineup of film-related cars on that shelf there. It's too small, though. I've got Mystery Machine. I've got Batman car. I've got the Bond one, 18 van, Herbie. Got them all. I've even got
Batman car.
I've got a Heidi High van as well. A bus.
God.
But can we have a look at the giant Ecto 1 up there?
Yeah.
All right. You don't sound happy about it.
Don't know if you're taking the piss.
No, it's awesome. Is that a Playmobil?
It's really good.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
they do some really good. That Back to the Future one they've done is amazing.
So how old's that one?
Oh, this is new. This is newish.
Nice.
Oh,
out of the front.
Yeah, they're cheap, those Playmobil ones, but they do good things. I've got an explanation for the nuts joke.
All right.
It's my cousin, and she's just texted me. It's weird. She just bumped into they were out this week. My mum and Robin took a trip out shopping while she was.
Robin is that
my kid, and she bumped into my cousin. First time he's met her, I believe, unless she met him when he was a baby. Anyway, my mum told him that she was at her house the other day in the kitchen with him, and she'd plonked something down on the counter, and Robin went, "Oh, hazelnuts," and she looked at the thing, and it was hazelnuts, like whole hazelnuts. She's like, hazelnut. What does this kid know about? What's he know about nuts? Like, where's he just plucked that from? He's only 3. I don't think he could recognise any of the other major nuts. But he recognised the hazelnut. So we're all scratching our heads. Oh, where the fuck's he picked that? How's he know just the hazelnut? What? And we think it's Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit. So that's what she texts me saying. Peter Rabbit. So yeah, that's it.
Right. So
cool. I feel slightly less thick now. That's great.
So Peter Rabbit is educating people. That's what we're saying. So we should stop this.
Only about certain pulses. Nuts.
Can I just say, right? We just got this suit. Did I just call the Batman car the Batman car?
Yes. Yeah. But don't beat yourself up.
It's right, man. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not happy with that. I shouldn't have said it. Nut car. What?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, then. I'm not a nut car.
That's amazing.
Jesus.
I feel better about the Batman car now.
Oh dear. She's all right as RM, but I think she relies a bit too much on the autocorrect.
Oh.
Spell your own words, lady.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Sometimes you do type stuff. You type stuff and it does come up with autocorrect, no matter how many times you don't want it to. I always find it
brilliant if we had an example of any word that actually happened to.
Oh, I text my old agent once, and I went to text her. I hope you and your lovely big family are all happy and well.
Oh my Christ!
And it autocorrected to
you and your lovely big fanny.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this has turned out for you, Webb.
Oh, I see.
You do that all the time. You did that with me. You did that with me. last
I
week.
didn't. You said you would. I've known you for 25 years, and you said you were dyslexic, and I was like, are you?
You said I don't want to be your friend anymore. That is bullying him. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I hate dyslexics. Is that what you're on about?
We're going to just use that as a trailer for the show now. Tune in every Saturday when you'll hear Nathan say, I hate dyslexics now.
Yeah, who can we pick on this week? No, I'm not going to pick on anyone this week.
Don't pick on anybody. So it's a nice place. We're going to be picking on Revenge of the Sith later.
Well,
are we?
Yeah, well, maybe some of us might be.
But
before we get to that point, we've got another best or worst segment this week. Last week we looked at best and worst superheroes. This week we're going to be looking at best and worst super villains. So if you've got a best or a worst super villain, feel free to drop us a comment and we'll read them out on the show. But we're going to go to Webby this week. Webford, who is your best super villain? Comic book super villain.
My best super villain. I'm being perfectly honest. It's the Joker. Yeah. There's so many incarnations of him, and most of them are brilliant. Comic book ones, cartoon ones. He rocks in everything pretty much. There's only one, well, maybe two dodgy Jokers for me. I didn't get on well with the Jared Leto Joker. Not my kind of thing. And that's about it. The rest of them, I think, are
Who's your best one? Who's your favourite of all?
My favourite? I really like the guy from Gotham.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Because first of all, it's not an obvious pick. You know, they did something different with it. I've never heard of the guy before. It just seemed like he was born to play. Yeah, that guy. It's the same guy. Heath Ledger was good, but for me, that Joker's not funny, and the Joker needs to be funny for him to be the Joker. And I just think he's been through that many incarnations in the comic books, man. I mean, he's absolutely just amazing. Just an amazing bad guy for somebody like Batman, who's all about, you know, being serious and the world's best detective. It's a perfect bad guy for him.
Yeah, they're a perfect couple, aren't they?
Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Lego Batman movie, but how they twist it around in that is really clever, where they sort of making it like Batman won't admit that he needs the Joker in his life. He just won't admit that, you know, he hates him. And they make this kind of like relationship kind of joke about it. It's just quite, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I absolutely love the Joker. I think he's brilliant. I think some of the artwork that's been done around has been brilliant. My favourite Joker artist is a guy called Jim Lee. He's a really famous DC Comics artist. Done Marvel stuff as well. But he just has a habit of, when he's doing Batman and Joker, he's on fire with it. He really is. He's a great artist. So, yeah, I mean, I even love the 66 Cesar Romero Joker from the.
I love the fact that he refused to shave his tash off for one of them, didn't he?
Painted it white.
Yeah, painted his tash white.
Yeah. And but you can see where certain movies drew their influence from. I mean, the Jack Nicholson Joker is probably closest to that. Cesar. I don't know. I'm not Spanish. I'm sorry.
Probably Caesar, isn't it? Probably
Cesar Romero. Yeah, he was great. Yeah. But yeah, when it's done right, I think the Joker's a great character. It's a terrifying character. Yeah, it really is. You know, that whole element. That's what I liked about the Dark Knight Joker, is the whole element that he just loves the chaos. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a point. He doesn't care. He just wants to tear the world down. And I think
what does he say, Alfred? He says, I can't remember.
Well done.
I mean, Alfred is press ups if you can't even lift a lug. Is that what you mean?
What? There we go. I've got it. Most people, some men just want to see the world burn, Master Bruce. There you go.
That's good, man. That's good. Surprising you do.
I remembered it. Finally.
Yeah, it was.
I love the final image of the Joker in the Tim Burton Batman, where he's fallen from the building. I mean, he does leave a dent in the pavement, which is a little unlikely, like a massive crater in the pavement where he's fallen from such a high height. But he's just sprawled there, and it's the little. Do you remember the laughing bags that you used to get when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and as a kid, that creeped me right out. I loved it.
It's a great Joker.
Brilliant.
When I was a kid, when that movie first came out, I was still at the point where I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, where show me a famous actor and then show me a picture of that famous actor with makeup on. I could not tell it was the same person.
I'm still like that.
It used to baffle me. I'm not like that anymore. I can usually tell, but with the Joker, when I first watched it, I could not put them together. Like, it's so obviously the same fucking person, but I couldn't see it for years.
When Batman came out, what certificate was it? The cinema? Because I seem to remember not being able to go see it because I wasn't old enough.
Now, was it not the first
12?
First 12, they invented a new.
And I think my cousin sneaked in to see it, and I couldn't believe it. They were too young, and I were really annoyed that he went to see it.
Our kids sneaked me in. We went to see it at the pictures, but I would have been 10. So 10. Yeah. So, I managed to get to see it on the big screen. I was one of the first videos I bought as well when Virgin Megastore was still open in Leeds. And got Aliens. I was with our Dan, and somehow we just got away with it. We got Aliens Special Edition on video, and the Batman, and just must have rinsed that film.
Yeah, it was the first soundtrack I bought. Loved it. It was brilliant. Prince. So, who's your worst supervillain?
Give me a sec. Oh, I know. It's Toad from X-Men, and not. See, that is better than what they did in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's not even Toad's fault. It's got the first X-Men film, if you remember rightly, at the end of the movie, they end up on the top of the Statue of Liberty, inside the Lady Liberty's head, inside the crown, and there's a big fight sequence going on. And Toad's there. And it's, funnily enough, it's the same guy who played Darth Maul, isn't it? It's Ray Park.
Yeah.
And really?
Wow. Yeah, and he's being a bit of a dick, being a toady guy. And when he spits, like venom comes out. He's got that stupid long tongue, and he can jump and all that. But it's what Storm says to him. It's not even Toad's fault. She said it's the fucking stupidest line ever. She says right before she's about to knack him, finally gets hold of him. She goes, "You know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by electricity? It dies." That's the line.
No, she don't. She says. Do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning, right? And he says, and she says, you said electricity, but it doesn't matter. But then she says the same thing that happens to everything else.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's just stupid. It was so stupid that I didn't even remember it accurately.
Yeah.
I can't watch that film because of such silly shit like that. But yeah, I mean, Toad, just a bit of a lame duck for me. And not really a big threat in the X-Men world. One of those bad guys that pretty much all of the standard X-Men, even the weakest ones, could easily knack. They could easily beat him up, you know. But in the comics, slightly different, slightly better done, and not much of a big deal in the comics, really. He's not in a lot of it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. That's a fair shit supervillain. Nice one.
Yeah.
Lummy, how about you? Who's your best supervillain?
I was struggling with this one because there's two I like from the same thing, but I picked Green Goblin.
Oh, Gobby.
And Spider-Man.
Was the other one going to be Doctor Doom?
Dr. Octopus. It was going to be.
Right, yeah.
I like both of them, and I liked the Dr. Octopus they did in the Tobey Maguire film, the second one.
That's
really good.
That film. We were talking about this earlier. That's the second Spider-Man film is still really watchable because of him.
Yeah. So I nearly picked that, but Alfred Molina in it was in it.
Yeah.
But I picked Green Goblin just because I thought, oh, he's pretty cool. He's got his glider. He's got his pumpkin bombs. I didn't really like him in the Tobey Maguire film. I thought it was a bit weird how they did it.
Because, like, if you put that picture up again, Lummy, that's either a bloke in a costume, right, that looks like that, or it's a guy that got transmogrified by goop or gamma rays or something and turned into that. But in the film, it's a robot suit the guy wears, and it's just a bit cack.
And they started doing it in that Amazing Spider-Man 2, wasn't it, where they put him in it and he started changing alt face, and I thought, all right, we're getting there. And then they cancelled that series. So I think we need to see a Green Goblin in the new ones that's actually just get a mutated thing like that, throwing pumpkin bombs.
We've been talking about doing the Sinister Six as Spider-Man's enemy in a movie for like 6 movies. Do you know what I mean? Since the Venom one, Spider-Man 3, since that.
Well, they set it all up, didn't they? In that, which one were it where they set it all up with the costumes at the end?
It was that one, I think. It might be the end of Spider-Man 2 going into Spider-Man 3, because in Spider-Man 3 you get Venom and you get Sandman and Rhino, I think, as well. Is that right? Or is Rhino in one? I can't. But anyway, you've got a bit of the Sinister Six, and everybody got really excited. But there's no Mysterio there. There's no Vulture. They all come later separately, but they've never done 6 of those bad guys against Spider-Man. And considering what they can do now on the big screen, it looked pretty awesome. A fight between 6 of them and just Spidey.
So who would you pick to play the Green Goblin?
Who would I pick? Oh God, I don't know. Actually.
John Candy, I'm betting.
Steve Martin.
Maybe. I mean, if you had to do a comedy version, I reckon Steve Martin would be a good shout for a bad guy in a Spider-Man. Yeah. Maybe Jim Carrey as well.
Although he played a bad guy in that Looney Tunes movie, and it wasn't very good, was it?
Let's cast the Sinister Six, right?
I love Steve Martin.
I know you do, man. I know. Because you can't say his name without saying you love it like 2 seconds after.
I know.
It happens all the time. But
like that, John Candy. Say John Candy to me.
John Candy.
I love him.
Yeah. All right, my ideal comedy Sinister Six, right? I'm going for Steve Martin as the Vulture. I'm going for John Candy as the Rhino, right? We'll have Jim Carrey as Mysterio. Why not? I'll think of 3 more as we go on. But yeah, we need to do a comedy. Like anybody that's been on Saturday Night Live.
I don't know. Who would you have the Green Goblin as a serious version of it? Who would you have? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Can't think of a single actor. Isn't that interesting? Just my first thought: Kevin Spacey. Just because he's a bit of a villain, you know what I mean? It's the only actor I could think of. Kevin Spacey.
It's the Green Goblin.
Right, we'll come back to that one. Who would be your worst supervillain, Chris?
Right, I've got one. It might be a bit controversial, this choice, but there you go.
Interesting.
Lex Luthor.
I was thinking about Lex Luthor.
I cannot be arsed with him at all. I don't mind it. Gene Hackman in the original Superman films, they were all right. But ever since then, there's so many villains in the Superman, DC universe, and they always seem, every time they do a Superman movie, they go, let's have Lex Luthor in it, and he's after land.
Isn't that weird? I've just said Kevin Spacey, and he fucking played Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Oh, spooky.
Right, spooky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
I just either, man, and I didn't like the Gene Hackman one because he wasn't bald.
Oh.
The only thing is, there you go. Thanks, Days. I appreciate that.
Hiya, Daisy. Right.
The thing is, I although it's saying something about Superman that I think Lex Luthor's the best thing about Superman.
I don't think you're wrong.
What?
I think Lex Luthor's the best thing about Superman, and you're here saying that he's the shit supervillain, and he was up there with mine when I was trying to make my decision earlier on as well. So
right.
It's just last week when I said that Superman's my worst one,
Yeah, he's backing up your choice, saying it's even shitter because Superman's so shit. Yeah, you're right. He's saying, I think.
Oh, we're starting a war here online now. Come on now. Lex Luthor's terrible. Come on.
I think it's because of our fear of going bald. That's why we secretly.
Yeah, like we'd be after that land too. We'd be like, what do I need when I've gone bald? Lots of land.
If I go bald, I'm going straight up supervillain straight away. It makes sense. Take it out
Which one? Which one are you going up?
I'm going to go
going up right up his Luthor.
I am.
Going to lube up his Luthor.
But yeah, I just think he's pretty rubbish. He can't do it. Superman just grabs him and goes, "Oh, you bastard!" and throws him against.
There are a few honourable mentions, by the way, for this, and it should be worth noting that one of my choices was going to be Egghead.
Hang on.
Don't matter. I've accepted it, Joe.
Hang on, subtitles. Have we got subtitles playing somewhere else? I think she actually means subtitles.
I think when the comments come up,
no. I think it sometimes when you load up on Facebook Live, it tries to translate what you're saying. But
Really?
it never works on all my stuff because I speak so horrible Yorkshire. It just says like loads of gobbledygook. It just comes up. But yeah, it's right over your face apparently. And
you can turn them off though.
Yeah,
it's all right. We made this choice weeks ago that I'll be down at the bottom on my own with the fucking.
It's on purpose. Hang on, we don't block him on purpose at all.
I can see. So my honourable mentions, right? One of them. This is a cracker. I don't know if you've ever seen the original Batman '66 series, but one of the villains in there was played by Vincent Price, Egghead. Fucking Egghead. It was just the daftest character ever. But they went even crazier than that. At one point, there were a guy called Polka Dot Man, and like his power was throwing polka dots at things.
He's going blobby.
Honestly, that's and then there's the one that nobody can pronounce, like Mr. Mixelplix.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mixelplix.
He's got no vowels in his name. Yeah, so there are some other shit ones.
I mean, if you're a comic book creator, though, it must be hard to think of the villains, mustn't it? You know, you run out eventually. You can't just keep churning them out. It's like, what were it? Masters of the Universe with the
Beastman,
all them. They got to the point where they were like really running out of stuff, and they were just kind of like Mudman, the Puddlator, the Puddlenator. I don't know.
Man, the guy with the eyes on stalks. Yeah, man, they did.
Man.
I wonder if when the guy, so the Joker and Batman are a similar age, aren't they? Because obviously they had their 80th anniversary last year or the year before.
They're looking good for 80. I mean,
not bad. I wonder if when Bill Finger and Bob Kane, the guys who came up with Batman, I wonder if they had any idea that people were still recycling Joker stories, trying to come up with new angles. And in fact, I tell you, as a testament to the Joker, until the recent film, the Joaquin Phoenix film, when nobody ever knew his backstory properly. The closest they've ever come is the Killing Joke, and if you read the Killing Joke, it doesn't actually confirm that that's his backstory. He's always had it's another reason I love him. He's always had an ambiguous backstory.
Which I like the one in Gotham, where they don't even know if that guy is the Joker or not. Yeah. I mean, you said he's your favourite portrayal of the Joker, but we don't actually know if he is the Joker or not.
We don't know. And at one point, spoiler alerts, the guy who's playing the Joker dies, but you're not sure if it is the Joker. And then there's that whole... So you remember...
Copycat thing.
Yeah, the whole point of the Joker is that it can never die because people will just keep recycling him, you know, they keep coming up with other incarnations. Excuse me. So I guess that applies to Jared Leto's Joker as well, who allegedly might even be popping up in the Snyder Cut of the Justice League. There was some Joker stuff that was cut out.
Good. I was just wondering, could you go a bit further up, Webb, or sort your laptop? There's a lot of empty room in your top box. Man. You know what I mean? No. You could go a bit higher.
Your top box.
Yeah.
People aren't tuned in to stare at my fucking face.
People want to see you. People want to see more of you.
If you're worried,
well, clearly not, because they keep making comments that cover his face.
Hang on. I didn't realise I had such a strong fan base, guys. People want to see the money maker.
Let me see if I can sort this out for you. Give me.
Don't worry. There you go.
Hello, perfect. So,
this is how it should be.
How you doing, Webby?
I love you, man. Dickhead.
Anyway, moving on. My favourite supervillain is Loki. Oh, I was waiting for that. I just thought I'd give you a little pause, but you were a little bit late with the Webby. Loki, Tommy Henderson, brilliant version, brilliant portrayal of him. Just a really fun, really unlikable but lovable character at the same time. And I think that's a really fine balance to actually portray that.
You don't have to shout. All right.
It's brilliant. I'm enthusiastic about it, Lummy.
I really like the Avengers incarnation from the movies. I've never, ever... all of me.
Stand up, Webby.
And we'll go on a private chat later, Smeaton. I'll show you the whole thing.
Actually, Nat's name, right, whenever I try and tag her in things what we were talking about earlier very quickly, it always says Natalie Sneaton. It always changes the name to Sneaton in autocorrect. I'm like, I have never typed Sneaton, ever. I always type Smeaton. Why are you changing it to Sneaton every time?
Try and make you look like an ass. That's what it is, isn't it?
It does. It does.
I know. I mean,
sorry.
Yeah.
Go back to what you were saying.
I can't remember what we're talking about.
We're talking about Wiggles' eyebrows. Oh, look at that eyebrow. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, no, look, it's just a fun character.
The comments are flying in tonight.
Yeah, look, it's a strong name for a dog. That is a good name.
Just
get a drink. We're all drinking. We're all pissed. We're all drinking straight shots of vodka. It's the only way to do this show.
What the fuck were we talking about? Oh,
Loki.
Gittins, Loki, man. I mean, hopefully this show that's coming is going to be really strong.
Really looking forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And I think there's a lot of potential for cameos from the Marvel world in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And my worst superhero. Go on, Lummy.
I'm just laughing because I thought it's pretty obvious. Webb.
What?
There's going to be cameos from the other Marvel people.
Wow, look at the fucking shade being thrown from Lummy. What the hell's going on, man?
Your ass tonight. Jesus
Christ. You make him sit in a really awkward position just so we can see his beautiful face.
Oh, I can see you now.
You
don't even comment on it.
But nobody can see me cry. I hide my tears.
Oh dear.
My worst villain's Mr. Freeze, because Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Have we finished with Loki? I thought you hadn't finished.
Yeah, because shit character.
Depending on which incarnation you're picking of him, he's one of the best bad guys in the Arkham game franchise. Those scenes where you've got to avoid Mr. Freeze trying to freeze you as you sneak around. He's actually really, I mean, that is one of the ones that got my heart beating a bit, a bit sweaty-handed when I'm playing the game, because he's really hard to catch out in that.
But he's not the best villain in that game, though.
No, but he's pretty. He's one of the ones that made me feel something when I was playing the game. I actually felt a bit.
The only reason I felt for him is because of his wife, because of his girlfriend, because of Nora, is it? Just because of that element to it. It was nothing to do with him. And I've just never seen the character even in Gotham that managed to do a really decent portrayal of pretty much all the Batman villains. Didn't enjoy him in that. Thought Arnold Schwarzenegger played him shit. So yeah, shit villain.
I mean, the fact that we're massively surprised that Schwarzenegger couldn't pull off something like that. I mean,
the funniest bit in that thing is where all the ice in that film is where all their ice is clearly made out of like some kind of rubber or something, because these cops fall down the stairs and they just keep hitting the icicles and it's all like wobbling. It's like, oh, come on.
Oh, it's the Icons eyes to see you.
Gosh,
tonight's forecast, the freeze is coming.
Oh, it's so lazy. It's dog shit, that film.
And then they doubled down with thingy, didn't they, as Poison Ivy?
Oh gosh, yeah.
McDermott,
yeah, and Bane as well. They shoved Bane in that were just like,
dog shit. Yeah, I'm happy with your choice there, Rich. I think it's a good shout.
I mean, the biggest villain of all, though. The biggest villain of all is clearly.
The biggest villain of all is COVID-19 for pushing that film back several months.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, we should protest and get Peter Rabbit 2 on live stream.
Well, I would do, but I'm not allowed out. So
no, you can protest online about it. We'll set up a group to get Peter Rabbit 2 released.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put all my eggs in the change the world through the internet basket.
I mean, they could release it for Easter, Peter Rabbit 2. It'd be a perfect time to bring it out.
Get a few soft toys, chocolate eggs with rabbits inside them and shit.
Come on,
get the shit out of them.
Come on.
In fact, put the shit in there.
Come on, the garden was just the beginning. Bring it out.
I know. Oh God, I want to know
more. What the end's going to be? I wonder what the end's going to be. If the garden's just the beginning,
don't know. Yeah, but and it's clearly going. They're going to the big city, aren't they? I think that's where they're going.
Do you think that looks like a they're driving through a small town to the big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, they've done well. If you look at the back, it's just full of carrots, but there's all them rabbits.
If you're just joining us, welcome to our 32-part in-depth report on Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's... see, we've got a 2. Surely there's a 3 planned. And if there's a 3 planned...
It'd be crazy not to, is what we're saying.
Surely if there's a 3 planned, that means a whole prequel trilogy to go through when you find out.
I mean, also, actually, there's a little clue if we analyse this a bit more. There's a map there. Can you see he's holding a map?
Oh, yeah.
That looks like a city map to me.
Yeah. Because the garden was just the beginning.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
what? The garden was just the beginning.
Yeah. Have you not got that?
Oh, I didn't realise.
Yeah, it's not ending in the garden, Rich.
I know you've been saying that repeatedly for the last 2 weeks, but I just hadn't quite sunk in that the garden...
Does a garden cross from being a garden into an allotment or a field? Because you can't grow that much veg in just a box standard garden. Have you seen how much veg there is?
Nobody said it was a box standard garden.
I don't know if
McGregor's garden. I've been there.
Maybe I'm just going out on a hunch here. Maybe they've picked up those supplies from the market stalls at the side of them before they go into the big city.
Maybe they're selling that shit at the market stalls to get money to go to the big city.
That's it. Plot twist. In the second one, they're all criminals.
Yeah. They've stolen.
They're paying the rabbits to steal vegetables.
Come on, Nat. No.
Can we block a viewer? Is there any way of being able to do that?
Yeah, we can boot them. We block them.
You're not thinking.
Peter Rabbit lovers only in here. Come on.
Yeah.
When me and my partner had our first holiday, we went to the Lake District. First time I've ever been there. Went to Beatrix Potter's house. She wasn't in. She'd been dead for like 60 years or something. But yeah, we went there, broke in, stole some shit. It was great though. We just
Did you get any Peter Rabbit memorabilia?
The drawings she did were all based on where she lived. So that garden, it ain't that big. You can't grow that much produce in it. It's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on it.
Fuck you. Right, moving on. So, last...
I've never eaten rabbit. It's not one of them meats that... Have you really eaten rabbit, Nat? I don't think I could eat a rabbit. I don't think I could eat a rabbit.
Right, moving on swiftly. So, it is that time of the week where we take a retrospective look at an old film that may have skipped some of you by. Maybe you watched it and you didn't really enjoy it. Maybe you loved it, and that's the whole point of this. And we've been having a look at the Star Wars franchise, interspersed with some other films on an alternate week basis. This week, we've got through the prequels, lads. This is it. Revenge of the Sith, episode 3.
There you go.
Right. So, just before we start off, how was this? When was the last time you watched it?
I watched it a few months ago when I was drawing on my iPad. Like I said, I watched all 3 of them. But this time round, I watched it again this week, and I like it. I think I almost like it. It ain't great. It's the best of the prequels, in my opinion. The storyline is really good, and it's got a lot more redeeming factors about it than the other 2 for me, personally speaking. There's even a bit in it that I noticed this time round where Anakin Skywalker acts. Did you catch that bit where he acts? It were amazing.
That's
and I tell you exactly when it is, when he comes back to
when she tells him she's pregnant.
Yeah. She's pregnant, and for a split second, for like 30 seconds, you totally believe that he's happy to hear this news, and he's a bit shocked and a bit confused. Honestly, blew me away that the kid acted for 30 seconds in 6 hours worth of movies that I've already, so it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. I mean, it's hideously over the top. Palpatine's awesome, but I mean, Jesus, take it down a notch, buddy. You don't have to
turn it up a notch.
So what did you think, Lummy? What did you? When was the last time you saw it? When was the last time you've seen this film? I've
not seen it for ages, to be honest. I've not really watched any of the prequels for a while, and I thought we were all right. Actually, I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed watching all 3 of them again. And I think, as I've said before with the other ones, I think there's some really good stuff in them. There's some bits where you think, oh, that's an interesting choice or an odd choice, like the other two as well. But, let's not forget, you know, when you're dealing with something like this, there is a lot of pressure on it to make these things.
So don't do it then.
All right. Yeah.
I mean,
I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
Pressure on yourselves. I mean, it's...
Do you know what? I think pressure has come from the fans as well, because when you write a story like Star Wars, I imagine it's come from your brain. You could do whatever you want. It's only when people start going, well, I don't want you to do that. I mean, he should have just said, it's my fucking franchise. I'll do what I want. You know what I mean? In fact, as far as I'm aware, he pretty much has done that. What it's got for me that
do you think though Jar Jar Binks would have been in it more if he hadn't had that reaction to it in the first film? I do. I think he were meant to be a main character all the way through it. Really,
I think it's interesting that what he ended up doing was giving Jar Jar Binks the only responsibility after the first film that Jar Jar had was to make the worst decision.
Yeah,
to put Palpatine in control of the Senate and give him all the executive powers, and so it's kind of weird that they. Yeah,
it's a strange.
It's that image at the end when he's walking along behind the funeral procession. You're kind of thinking, "Oh, Missile fucked up." It's just like,
I've got to show that for later, but I've got it.
I think the haircuts in this are on point. Mostly, they're like compared to the weird hair design choices in the previous two movies. In this one, you got Obi-Wan looking almost like he does in the future with his side parting and stuff, and you've got Anakin just got normal hair. I thought, all right, I'm with this. The hair's better.
Do you want to work through it like we usually do then with some images?
Let's just get your initial kind of opinions.
Because we've got stuff to talk about, I'm sure, as we get through, where there's like somewhere you think, they're thinking. Right, let's start then. So you got the big space battle at the start.
What did you guys think of this?
It's all right. I got two schools of thought, and one is it's such a fucking amazing achievement to get that much stuff on the screen, but there is a point in it. I don't know if you know. So there's a point where you sort of notice a missile flying up into one of these Star Destroyer type things, and it's not a missile. It's It's a kitchen sink. So even the animators of it, they made the joke that they've thrown everything in the kitchen sink into the sea, and you can fucking see it. And that's the only for me. It's actually not a bad scene, but again, it struggles with that too much.
I mean,
too busy, too muddy.
At the time, this was a massive achievement, wasn't it, for computer effects to get that much stuff happening. But then, I mean, this is what spoils it for me. This thing with these droids.
Oh, don't. So okay. So I think this is they've done what they did. They did what they did with Darth Maul for me, and it was sort of style over substance, and they just realized they could do all this cool shit, so they threw that at it at the expense of the story. So my first comment is fucking vulture droids. I mean, how do they know what a vulture is? You've never heard any actual animal or like referred to, any earthly animal referred to in the Star Wars lore or...
My argument to that, Rich, is if you went into the galaxy that Star Wars is, right, and you spent a week in Star Wars land, I'm sure you'd notice things. Oh, what do you guys call that? Well, we call that a door. We call that the same thing on Earth. There's going to be some crossovers. Do you know what I mean? However,
they do it in
I'll get on my Womp Rat bike and cycle off into this.
What you're saying, it's weird. It's weird.
I know what you're saying, but they do it in other things. It's like Mandalorian. He says to that frog lady, he says, "I don't speak frog."
Yeah, how do you know what a frog is?
Yeah,
well, she was a frog lady.
But he doesn't know what a frog is.
There were frog things there because wasn't Baby Yoda eating them?
What? Yeah, but they might not. They shouldn't be calling them frogs. They should be calling them.
Yeah. Same with things like spiders. They call things spider monsters, don't they? That ice monster in the Mandalorian, the little spider things that come out. They're called ice spiders. So they do.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's weird.
But they do refer to stuff. Yeah, they do say stuff sometimes. That's
because the only other thing they could do is invent an entirely new language completely for everything they say in this movie. So you won't have any understanding. You have to learn a new language before you watch the movie.
All the way through this sort of space fighting scene, McGregor is as wooden as fuck, and then you get these little buzz bug droids that are really like. I mean, what did you think? What did you think about all of the technology? I hated this. The reason I hated the prequels was because of the amount of technology.
Yeah. If you had them little droid things, this is what I always thought about it. If you had them little buzz droid things, you could just send them. You wouldn't bother with explosives. You wouldn't bother with TIE fighters or anything, would you? You'd just send them out. You'd buy a load of them.
Yeah.
We don't need
imagine the designer of the droids, right? So it's like a circular droid and it splits open. I imagine the designer showing it to Darth Vader or the Emperor or somebody, and he goes, "Do you like my design for this buzz droid?" The guy goes, "Yeah, but can we make it look a bit more like a bra?" And for some reason, it splits open. It's just like a bra robot thing.
I like bras, Admiral.
You think
I was thinking about putting bombs on them. No. I want it to look like a bra more, but you don't want the bomb. No, bras. I like boobies. It's fine. Yeah, cool. Jesus.
Okay, I get he wants it to look like a bra, but I think we should put some other stuff in there as well. You know,
I mean, do you think they cost loads to make, and that's why they can't use them in the other films, or what?
This is something interesting that I just realised recently. Rich often has a problem with the technology from the prequels, right? I did at first, and then I watched a really good video that explained some things about that I think is quite plausible. And it goes to even down to the way sets are designed on things like Naboo. You know, it's all shiny and marble and everything looks really, really expensive and niche. Where we come in, our trilogies when we were kids, right? A New Hope to Return of the Jedi. It's in the middle of a fucking war. There is no luxury anymore. Technology's being blown out of the water. All the ships are knackered. They don't look shiny anymore. They fall into bits. So that was a kind of a rational.
I buy that, but it's I buy that, and that's why things aren't as new, and that's why people are using secondhand stuff, or people are less well fed, and all that sort of stuff. It's more the advancement of technology in the past. You don't lose the ability to be able to create that technology.
Okay,
it'd be like not having a wheel anymore, wouldn't it? It'd be like the equivalent of that. It'd be like,
I understand
why can't cars move anymore? We've forgot how to make wheels.
Maybe the rationale is this then. You've just seen that massive space battle in Revenge of the Sith. And they lose. They pretty much lose. So maybe they just scrapped all the shit that wasn't working and just went with TIE fighters. Do you know what I mean? It's like, forget them buzzbots. They're really shite.
Yeah, we thought a double-ended lightsaber might be a really good idea.
A little prong from his head. Like, you know, they're not hard. R2-D2 napped them, you know, so maybe they just, I don't know, cut back.
Yeah.
But no, that is the problem I've had with all of, all of the.
I mean, speaking of technology, then let me just put this image up with no comment.
now, my feelings about this again, of trying to look at it at a more, like, at least they used it again. At least they didn't just leave it, you know what I mean? At least they probably said, so many people have come back to us after episode 2, Attack of the Clones, saying, what's with these boosters coming out of R2's legs? We better use them in the next movie to make it more believable, you know? So they had to find a way of shoehorning it in, I think.
Do you know what, though? Right at the end where they erase C-3PO's memory, they should have said, and take those boosters off that R2 unit. Yeah. That'd have been, all they needed one line, that'd have been fine. Debooster of that R2 unit.
Well, maybe they wiped his mind so badly that he forgot he had boosters.
No, they erased C-3PO's mind, not R2's.
Really? They have to erase both the droids.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
That's stupid.
I know. Why? Anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I thought
because he specifically says at the end, erase the protocol droid's mind. You're like, what?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he can't talk. I guess you have to be able to understand R2. Maybe he's screaming at people all the way through the next trilogy. There's only a couple of people.
Vader!
Stop what you're doing! I saw a really good meme as well. It was, when Obi-Wan gives Luke the lightsaber in his hut and he passes him it. And somebody put this meme up that was like, this was your father's lightsaber. He used it to murder hundreds of children.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, yeah, that's got a point. This weapon is a weapon of death in Darth Vader's hands, man. He just killed everyone with it. It's got a bit of blood on it, so it's fine. But yeah. Anyway, we're jumping around a bit, aren't we?
I always think that is a bit weird, though, that it gives him his father's lightsaber with the point of trying to kill his father with it, isn't it? It's a bit sick, isn't it? Your father wanted you to have this. No, he didn't.
The whole thing's fucked, yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't ever say that. He didn't. They were burning on lava when you took that off him. He didn't have time to go, by the way, if you ever meet my son, can you give him that lightsaber? It'd be great, thanks.
Oh, God.
I mean, I think the explanation for all of this, for the technology, for him getting his father's lightsaber, all of that sort of stuff is that they
made it up.
Yeah, and then decided to have a bunch of stories before it, build up to it, and then had to kind of make connections and make things meet, and it just doesn't always work.
But then did this as well.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, R2 would be a beast, wouldn't he, in the original trilogy if he could do all that still? They're like, hang on a minute, I've got this Cloud City stuff. Let me take care of these troopers. I've done it before. You just burn them all.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just fly around the entire forest of Endor, burning trees down.
There's a bit where Obi-Wan is like, R2, and you're like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're totally stitching him up here, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He didn't know, did he? I mean, there's some good gags as well in that bit in Lift where they're all having them dance.
But it's like R2-D2 sort of nicked Data's slick shoes and decided to set some booby traps of his own.
Yeah. Watch the Goonies day before he
wrote
it.
Bleep, 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 bleep. And C-3PO goes, don't you mean booby traps? And he goes, bleep, bleep, bleep. That's what I said, booby traps.
Right, okay, let's keep going. Here we go. So they go find Palpatine, which is why they're flying into the ship. And he's been kidnapped, hasn't he, by Count Dooku again.
Do you think that all of Palpatine's furniture in his house turns round like that? He doesn't seem to have a normal chair. They all just like sinisterly turn round.
Yeah, even the one he's been kidnapped in, they put him in one
that's what I mean.
I can't see in one that doesn't turn around even if you kidnap him. I'm sorry. I've got standards.
Gets it from the same shop as every James Bond villain. Alan Sugar and Donald Trump.
I mean that is a clue to these Jedi right there that he's evil, isn't it? Because he's got a spinny chair. They've all got him.
It spins round. And
that was it. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Windu goes in later and goes, wait a minute, he's got a spinny chair. Don't.
Oh, I've never seen him sat down before.
Do you reckon they've got spinny toilets as well?
I reckon they've got spinning everything.
Spinning everything, yeah.
At least up to episode 4, and then when a new host starts, things just stop spinning because it's a war.
Well, the technology's been downgraded by them. You can't have spins.
Yeah, all the bearings have worn down and everything. So yeah.
Yeah.
During the fight between Count Dooku and McGregor, Obi-Wan and Anakin, some droids come in to kind of help even the odds a little bit, and then they run away scared, and I'm just like, it just seems like a little bit of a design flaw to make your droids feel fear. I mean, why would you get to battle droids feel fear? Why would you do that?
Designed that bra robot. He designed robots and he put like emotion, sarcasm chips in them.
Yeah.
And they get, oh, you idiot! Why are you doing that? And like, oops, I fell over, and it's stupid.
I mean, I've got a shot here. Right, Dooku, they chop his hands off. I got a shot of him.
That's a brilliant shot, that.
Oh.
It's a right shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of limbs that get chopped off in these first three movies, actually.
Did you know that he had a line? Christopher Lee had a line here, right? And he was supposed to be begging Palpatine, no, oh, what you doing? Don't do this to me, sort of thing, begging him. And Christopher Lee went, we don't need that line. I'll do it with my fucking face. And he just looks. In one look, he's like, he shows all that. And that's what Christopher Lee was really good at. He did it on Lord of the Rings as well, a lot. Apparently on the set of Lord of the Rings, he used to go up to Peter Jackson and go, I don't think he would make this sound when he died. What an arrogant twat. I'm kidding. I love him. It's great. He just does it with one look to Anakin. Like
that's the look, isn't it? That's the look.
Yeah, you got to pity his partner if that's his fucking face. I mean, that's a hell of an expression. Lummy just said I do it with my fucking face. I mean, seriously, if that's his vinegar stroke face.
Yeah. Anyway,
right.
Also, do you know what got me about this as well? Is he's there with the two lightsabers crossed across his neck, and Palpatine just goes, go on, do it. And he's like, I don't know if I can. I don't know. And then he just goes, okay.
Yeah.
It's just like such a quick decision in his mind. I'm like,
and there's a theme. That's a theme throughout this film with Anakin.
Yeah, just quick split. Yeah, 1 minute he's Palpatine to the Senate, and he's going, oh, guys, he is evil. He's really evil. And then they go, well, if you want to earn my trust, Mace Windu says to him, if you want me to trust you, then stay where you are right now for 5 minutes. Just hang back. Let me go sort this shit out, and then you'll have earned my trust. And he can't do it. He's like, no, I can't.
He waits for a couple of minutes, and you get a lovely sunset, and then he just goes, nope. I'm off.
Yep, I'm off.
I'm off. Sorry. Right. So
from killing Dooku to just straight up murdering children. Like that's
that's a bit of a jump.
We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that though. We'll get onto that because that's it's a big thing to talk about. Let's talk about this.
Lummy's got about 8 pictures from that.
I've got pictures. Right, what do you think of
with no hands? That was a good one.
I've got some other severed limbs later. That was a good one. What do you think of General Grievous then? Or Grievous? I don't know what.
I don't mind him.
It's fine.
I don't mind.
I liked it.
I don't like the fact that he's got a cough. He coughs all the time in this. Go on.
Because he's not just a robot; he's a.
I know. Yeah. But he had a heart,
lungs and heart. Yeah.
It didn't look like he had lungs. It looked like he had heart.
They cut a scene as well where he had 20 a day. You know, they thought we don't need all this in it.
Yeah, that's the trouble. He had 4 hands, so he had 4 pipes. 4 corncob pipes in each hand, so we're smoking 4 times the amount. It's ridiculous.
And that was the original theatrical version. Then they changed them for lightsabers in special edition 1.
Yeah, did it with him bonking on the head with a corncob pipe.
Right, so the ship gets knackered and it splits in half, and then they land it on Coruscant, don't they? They go down. Right, they knock up this tower.
Yeah, right. My note is, was there anyone in that tower? Because they were high-fiving each other when they landed, going, oh, thank fuck, we're safe. What about everybody that was in that tower? This is why everyone hates Jedis.
Yeah, dead.
Maybe there were just a bunch of wanky droids in there.
Yeah, but we're Jedis. We're Jedis. Yeah. Loads of droids that are cruelly programmed to feel fear. And then you just fucking take down the tower.
Do you think it was really necessary to program fear into those droids? They've got a lot of fucking shit to... No, yeah, it's fine. Fuck them. They're just droids. Yeah,
it's not my fear. I'm not feeling fear.
Some evil droid engineers out there, man. Should we give this one happy thoughts? Should we just make
show me where on the doll the droid touched you?
Should we give this droid happy thoughts, or should we just make it piss itself every time? It's cruel, man. The cruel these fuckers.
All right, let's talk. So he goes to meet Padme, even though nobody knows they're married still, and she's got Princess Leia hair.
This is a very public setting that they've got here. When he goes to kiss her, and she's like, no, don't kiss me. People will notice. Yeah, but I just picked you up and embraced you and spun you round in front of everyone. And now you're going to tell me that we're having a baby together. But okay, yeah, sure. We can do
And
this
also,
in a more private place.
I work with a lot of Jedis.
Yeah.
You think they'd have just felt the fact that we're together, like, because that's what Jedis do, but they're also distracted by politics. They just don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
Well, do you think, right, to get serious a minute, do you think because Palpatine's in the center of it all, he's managed to use the dark side to stuff out?
I knew you'd be able to explain it, Lummy. I knew you'd be able to explain it.
They say it in the second film, don't they? They say the dark side is casting a putting it in a shadow or something.
Yeah. I think they say it in this film as well.
Yeah,
they might say it. Yeah.
Yoda says it. He goes, "Oh, there's a shadow."
R2D2 says it, but nobody can fucking understand him.
Yeah, R2 knows
everything. I tell you, it's the fucking Sith, man.
Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah. And then they're just in episode 7. They've had enough of him, and they just throw him under a rug for entire film. Like, it's always beeping, always.
Yeah, nobody knows what he's on about. I thought my fucking dinner were ready, but it's cold. Throw in the microwave.
Right. So he's having nightmares again. Well, she tells him she's pregnant, doesn't she? And then he has a nightmare instantly about it that night, saying then he tells her you're going to die in childbirth. Just says it. You know, she goes, "Tell me," and he's like, "All right."
I think he'd probably have a much better time sleeping if they close their blinds. The fucking blinds are wide open in that room, and it's really bright and busy outside that window.
Yeah. And he sleeps topless, doesn't he, to show off the fact that he's been working out since episode 2. They've got to have a few muscle ab shots in there.
You got twice as powerful as the last time they met.
Yeah, twice as powerful, he says. Yeah. I mean, how do you measure your power since you've met somebody? With that? Twice as powerful would be, I don't know how you'd measure that.
I don't actually, thinking about it. He just knows. He's a cocky twat.
Yeah, twice as powerful. That means he'd be able to, like. Well, I mean, he didn't do very good first time we met him, did he? He got his arm lobbed off. So.
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 hands now, so he is twice as powerful.
Yeah, he might as well have just gone in and gone, "I'm not shit anymore," by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not as bad as I used to be.
What a brilliant comeback for a bad guy that would have been if he goes, "Yeah, when we met last time," what does he say? I'm twice as powerful now. And Dooku goes, "Even though I chopped off your fucking arm."
Well, he did it with a look because it's Christopher Lee who went.
Yeah. Christopher Lee went, "Your mum's twice as powerful." Oh no, she's dead.
Oh.
And Anakin was just like, "Fucking
burn that.
Fucking chop that head off."
I tell you what, going back to your technology thing, Rich, why are biomechanical arms in the past so much more sleek and elegant and shiny?
Yeah. Luke's is shit.
Luke's is like crap. It looks like it's made out of Meccano.
No, Luke's is, but they can't do the skin stuff in this one because he's still got a metallic hand. Whereas you get skin on your newer ones, so that's all right.
Well, that's true. That is an advancement, but the one he's wearing, it I mean, it just looks like a fake arm. We can clearly see it's not the same size. It's like a bit of overlap, like a sock or something over it, Anyway, looks a bit shit.
It's practical effect, Webb. It's a practical effect. What do you want?
Why do you marry Star Wars?
What do you want? What do you want from your effects department?
Why do you defend it?
We'll defend it.
One of them guys on Death Star. Look, I just work here, man. I don't ask me questions about blowing up planets. I'm just putting up the fucking railings.
Planet blower upper, but don't ask me about it.
Just press a button. I do my work, and I clock off.
Just press a button, something goes boom, and then I finish work. It's not my fault.
No, I'm a big guy going, "I'm off to Alderaan next week." You'd be, boom. Oh no. I booked that.
It's too late to get a refund.
Oh, I didn't have any insurance.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. Right then. So basically, Anakin gets put on the Jedi Council by Palpatine as his representative elective or something. But they say you're not a master though, and he goes, "Oh, why?" Like that.
Like, because of that.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Yeah, okay, I can get.
And he sits down, and Obi-Wan goes,
"I'll work hard."
And then they say, Obi-Wan says, "Can you spy on Palpatine for us, Jedi Council? She knew assignment." And he's like, "Why?" And then he immediately
to him, he goes to Palpatine, and Palpatine goes,
tells him,
"They've asked you to spy on me, haven't they?" Hey?
And that's what did you think of this scene then with the opera thing?
I love the Darth Plagueis story. I think it's great.
So all this
business. I wish more was made of that. Because it's actually more was made of that story.
Now, clearly, when he's telling him he's talking about him into killing
himself.
Yeah, killing his master and that. He's great.
Jedi ever learned how to do it? Wink. It's me, dude. I'm on about me. Yeah, you want to learn it? Learn it from me.
Yeah. I mean, it's really well written, this scene, I think, and everything, and really well filmed. And the idea of the opera.
What's going on with the bubbles and stuff? What is that?
It's like an opera, apparently. It's an opera.
See, in Star Wars land, seeing an opera is the thing I give the least about seeing. Does that make any sense? Like sentence thinking. I don't give a shit about seeing a space opera. I'm not bothered. Just show me more Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, but they're there watching somewhere. You know,
that's defending it.
It's showing the upper crust, innit? You'd have got if there'd just been two actors on stage there and they're watching that, you'd have gone mad and gone, it's just normal.
I'll tell you what, I might not have done. You don't know me that well. Clearly,
you had a right go at the diner last time.
You should have had a stand-up come out and go, "Hi guys, it's great to be here tonight. Where are you from? Alderaan? Oh no, that sort of shit. That would have been better.
Alderaan would have been all right in this one because it's a prequel.
I'd love to see a Jedi.
Yeah. Not for long.
Hey, how about those Jedi? Oh, all that shit. Yeah. Right. So
I just flew in from Cloud City, and boy, are my arms tired.
What do you think of this then? Chewbacca and all this
cameo of Chewbacca. Yeah.
Why haven't? What I think about it is awesome to see Chewbacca, great, but why have a CGI Yoda and a real Chewbacca? It don't fucking look right. One looks fake, the other one looks kind of real. Against all this green screen scenery background, it just don't. I don't know, man. I didn't dig CGI Yoda. Everybody said it looked better than it did. I didn't think it did.
You know, they originally were going to have Han Solo in this as a kid. Did you know that?
No.
They cut it out of the script. It was actually in the script, ready to do it, and there were going to be a young Han Solo who helped them send a signal out to catch General Grievous with all technology and that.
I'm quite glad they left it out. That seems like a good idea.
Well, I was saying they were going to have. So in the last film, they had a character in there that they were going to try and pass off as Ahsoka, but they realized as she was going to be Anakin's apprentice, but they realized actually at that time she would have been a teenager, so the character that they'd sort of picked out, it didn't suit right. But in the cartoon version, there's a scene that I think we might have just passed, where they're having a meeting, the council, the Jedi Council, and as it cuts to the next scene in Revenge of the Sith, in the Clone Wars cartoon, exactly on that cut, the door opens and Ahsoka walks in and says that she thinks that there's something wrong with Anakin. So it's just really interesting because obviously they're going back now and trying to, again, match bits together and make sense of storylines and things like that. But I'm quite glad that they didn't have Ahsoka as that young.
I'm really glad they left her where she is because in the cartoon, I don't think they've met. I mean,
she's on a mission in the cartoon. She's on a mission, which is why she didn't end up getting killed in order.
Yeah, the Clone Wars is happening at the same time as Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, yeah.
So she would have been in the timeline somewhere. I'm not sure of her age, but right after. No, it has to be before. Before he gets turned into Darth Vader, he trains. He's Ahsoka's
master. Yeah. She's his. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
It doesn't quite. You're right. It doesn't line up properly, does it? Because they haven't. They haven't set the thing up, but I don't think.
No, they actually have footage of a character that was supposed to be her, but it was too young. And so Dave Filoni actually made the decision that now we're just going to have the Clone Wars timeline be the one that works.
Just as a bit of interest to something we've already talked about. So is this Kashyyyk the planet, right? Is it the same planet the holiday special set on? Has he just come from?
Yeah.
Do you think
it's come from Life Day
with fucking Grandpa Grumbles or whatever he was called? What's that guy called?
Yeah.
Lumpy.
No, Itchy was the
Itchy and Lumpy. Yeah. Maybe just come from home then. Like he's actually just commuted to work instead of having to fly.
Well, they've got them flying taxis that look like dragonflies, haven't they? They just come in one of them.
Yeah, right.
And Yoda knows it. Do you know what really made me laugh? There's a bit early on in the film where Yoda says to Anakin, don't miss people and don't do this because it leads to the dark side. Right at the end when he leaves, Chewbacca goes, miss you, I will. And you're like, what? You told people you're all right, lying little shit.
Did you guys notice earlier on in the film, I forgot to say that you haven't got an image of it, but the Millennium Falcon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
No, just interested what the Millennium Falcon would have been doing there.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the Falcon, was it, or just a ship like that. I don't know.
There's arguments for both.
They'll retcon it because where were it at the time? Because it didn't look like that now, did it? According to Solo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that? No, I think it's just going to be... So I just fell backwards off my chair again. I've done it at least once every single show. I'm going to put an edit together of all the times that I fell off my chair backwards and hoped that no one saw me. There was just one time in one show where Chris went, no one saw that, don't worry. I'm going to finish the edit with that.
Right. Should we...
Jesus, that's gone a bit crazy with the Peter Rabbit comments I've noticed. I'd said... Have you eaten rabbit? And she's just like gone on about it. I'd rather eat him. And then I said, have you eaten rabbit? She's put, I've had it once. It was okay. Not as tasty as some of the other beloved British wildlife. Fair enough.
I think that's great. I mean,
right.
I didn't know if we'd had any more comments.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that was...
it's just...
Thanks for showing me.
It's been like 20 minutes since we talked about Peter Rabbit. I thought I'd chew on that back in there and go there.
Brilliant.
And stuff
Yeah. Right. So Obi-Wan goes on this mission to this I've forgotten the name of planet. Utapau.
Planet Bollocks. That's what it is. Planet made up.
There was speaking of bollocks, there was a Han Solo book where one of the robots in it was called Bollocks. And when I was a kid, I used to think it hilarious, but
that's pretty cool.
Bollocks.
You go back to your picture a sec, Chris.
This one.
Yeah, this guy in the alien costume, he's been in every fucking trilogy you could think of, all the biggies. He's in Lord of the Rings, he's in Mad Max, he's in Star Wars. It gets around, this guy.
And he actually looks like that. That is not a costume.
Yeah.
That's good. So Obi-Wan goes here and he talks to him and he goes, oh, Grievous is here and all the guys, you got to go sort it out. So Obi-Wan goes spying on the most noisiest creature ever, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Giant
I've not
lizard.
got a photo. I don't think I've got a photo, but it's making a right din. It's like they try to sneak around on him, and it's going blah blah blah. It's like give over. Yeah. So all the what are they? Trade Federation people.
Yeah, they pop back up, don't they?
Yeah, I mean that guy made it into all three of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well
and
done
this
him.
guy on the end of the table there, he's one of them walrus. What's he called? Snaggletooth or something from the from the cantina, right?
Ponda Baba is called.
Oh, Ponda Baba. Wouldn't like a Ponda Baba in your back garden, would you?
No. I don't know if that's his name or his species. I don't bloody know. They're in Mandalorian again, out of the pop up. Right, so we cut back to you go back to Anakin, and he finds out that Palpatine's actually a Sith. So he's like, what? Yeah, and
you're just telling me now. Artu's like, blip, blip. I'm trying to tell you.
Been telling you for 3 movies. You're not listening.
Just pick a book up and learn some droid, for God's sake.
So he says he's going to. So this is what I did. He's like, I'm going to go tell Mace Windu and everybody about this. It's like, why don't you
Kill him.
You sort him out there. It's like, why would you go? I mean, if you just got accused by somebody of being a Sith or anything, you wouldn't just go, all right, I'll wait here then till they come back. You'd be like, he's gone now. I'll go.
But it's also, I bet you'd like to kill me now. I'd certainly like to. It's like George Lucas really struggles with dialogue. I feel like in the Star Wars prequels, what he's done, he's written all this dialogue, hasn't assigned it to anyone, and then he's just spun a wheel and just gone, okay, all right, Obi-Wan, brilliant, he can say that. Because there were so many times in these prequels where, God, why would that person say that? That doesn't necessarily make any sense.
Gittins, have you ever seen George Lucas speak in an interview?
Yes, I have, yeah.
He doesn't really, he's not the most eloquent guy in the world.
But in this film in particular, it's like he's created a new brand of English, because even in the other films, like, people don't speak as badly as they do in this one.
I don't think anybody in the room with George Lucas has the balls to go, hey, dude, you're writing episode 3, right? I don't think anybody's got the balls to go to George. Hey, George, why don't you stick another I wish I could wish my feelings away line in there? Humiliated him a little bit. Maybe think a bit harder about what the fuck he's writing on. Do you know what I mean?
But it's just like the last time, going, yeah, things feel coarse. But not you.
I mean,
you feel smooth.
Don't.
Oh, wow, you smoothie, Anakin. Looking at
yeah, he's like, oh my god, did you hear that? That was my panties falling off.
Hang on a minute. Episode 2 had a co-writer. Episode 2, he had a co-writer with him, so he's just
imagine how much worse it was,
dude. If you were George Lucas's co-writer and he's paying
would you step up to him?
Yeah, you wouldn't, would you? You'd have to go. Yeah,
you'd be like, this line here doesn't feel that romantic. I like it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just keep that line. It's fine. That's pretty much how the conversation would go.
Oh, he says this fucking bit about sand is really unbelievable, and George Lucas goes, "That's how I proposed to my wife."
He goes, no, it's cool. You pay me. It's fine. Yeah.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Do you want to go on with? Let's see what we got. Right. So Obi-Wan shoots Grievous with blaster. After that, I didn't get a shot of that bike chase thing as well. You know, that wheel bike he's on.
Yeah,
we get it. It's
like
the best Star Wars vehicle, is it?
It's like, yeah.
Bit chasing the Wheeled Warriors, that thing.
Yes, it was very much. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
And he shoots her. So in the middle.
I like the fact that he tries to kick General Grievous. That was one where I was like, oh, that's quite a nice little bit in this fight here. I like
when he opens his chest and notices he's got a heart, and he's like, aha. But then he shoots him in the
heart. No lungs. Look, no lungs, just a heart. So why is he coughing?
No, he did have lungs, didn't he? He had lungs as well.
How the fuck is he breathing without lungs?
It's a robot.
He's a cyborg. He's not a robot.
I can see his heart on fire in the middle.
He's a cyborg, Rich. He's not a robot. It's a different
same thing.
So then he shoots him in the heart with the blaster, and he's got a line which could have been funnier in pretty much anybody else's hands.
Yeah.
He throws the blaster to one side and he's like, ooh, horrible things or uncouth.
So uncouth. Yeah.
Why is he not? Did you not laugh at that?
No.
How could you have done it funnier though? Who would
you would be George Lucas's perfect dream date. You'd be just like, yeah.
No, you just said in anybody else's hands it'd be funnier. I'm like, so tell us how. Come on,
George. You don't need the lube. Just ram it in. I'm not even bothered.
Aye.
That's you.
You know, this is what you get. Like, you get defensive, Webb. All I'm saying is, you just said I'd make that funnier in somebody else's hands. So who?
That is not what he just said. He didn't say I'd make that funnier in someone else's hands. He said almost in anyone else's hands.
Wait, how though? I just wanted to know. I just wondered what your take on it was. That's all.
Now. All right, I don't have a problem with you, McGregor, generally. For some reason, in these particular... I do even think he's going to make a good Obi-Wan in the series. I think he's come a long way since then, and he won't have to work with all this green screen bullshit and Anakin Skywalker. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be different. But whenever they give him a joke, it's fucking awful, Lummy. You do it all the time. I hated when he does that.
Yeah.
What was the bigger fish and all that shit? I mean, that might be quite.
So you're saying as Obi-Wan Kenobi, the jokes aren't playing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. With Hugh McGregor, there's one point. There's one point in this film later on, and it's when he and it's that scene at the end with him and Anakin on the lava planet. And my one note is, finally, McGregor's remembered that he's an actor, because everything else up until this point is as wooden as fuck, man. And I like Ewan McGregor, but it's so wooden, and it's that thing again that I'm stuck with this franchise in the prequels. Are they being shit as actors, or are they being given really eggy dialogue? And to be honest, I think it's eggy dialogue added to the fact that they're overawed with the occasion, because this was for the first time in however many years Star Wars films were being made again. I'm just wondering whether the occasion got to the better of some of the actors on this. Because
or is it the direction? Are they getting? Is it a combination of the green screens and the? They've all said they didn't like acting on green screens, haven't they? They've all said that. Yeah,
but what? So I've seen quite a few interviews with Ewan McGregor recently where they've said now he can finally talk about it. What do you want to say about Obi-Wan? And it's like, oh man, I've been dying to say this has been going on for years and years and years, and I've been dying to talk about it and totally forbidden. It feels so good to be going back to that character. What I wanted him to say was, I'd love another shot at that, so it's fucking believable this time round. With an actor to hold your head up high just because a bunch of kids who've never seen decent movies before think you're good in it. Do you know what I mean? They think fucking Jar Jar Binks is good, so you can't really, So
what you're saying is the comedian.
I just think you can do better, and it's not entirely your fault.
So this comedic thing then, could you solve that by having a different character with a bit of comedy in? Because I go back to what I said in the episode.
On a stand-up comedy idea. That's what.
Yeah, but
have a comedian.
Right. So a lot of the humor from the in the first films comes from the character interplay, don't it? But the different characters in this one, you've got just Jedis really who are quite straight-laced characters. I think that might be a bit of the trouble.
But I think even Yoda is played in this as a completely different character to the one you see in episode 5. Yoda's like a really fun, jolly fella, but in this is just like so fucking
no.
Fuck off, yes he is.
No,
it really is.
No, Ian. In the other films, in 5 and 6 and everything, he's not a jolly fella at all.
Of course he is. He's got a massive sense of humour. He's always playing jokes.
No,
he's a fucking jolly green jokester.
No,
he absolutely is. Have you seen Star Wars before, Chris?
In number 5, he does it as an act to like piss Luke off to test him, and then he goes, "I'm actually a Jedi Master. You better show me some fucking respect, Skywalker."
Missed that scene.
I don't know.
I was caught.
Direct quote. God, you must be exhausting from defending Star Wars. It's exhausting. You need a little sleep. No, but I think you've got a point. Like in Empire Strikes Back, where you first meet him and you're not meant to know, and Luke's like, "I'm looking for this Jedi Master," and he's like, "Oh, are you?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he does it to him all the time just to wind him up. I understand that, but it doesn't work. He's a different person in the prequels, and I don't think they nailed Yoda, in my opinion, in the prequels. If they went a bit crazy, they're like, "Oh well, he's like 30 or 40 years younger, so he'd be bouncing around the place like a fucking nutcase, like a Pokemon or something." He wouldn't. That bit where he draws his lightsaber, it switches on. It should have been so awesome. But the best bit about him was seeing the still of him switch it on. When he started fighting, I'm like, "You've lost me. This looks."
Which one in the second film?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
And in this one as well, bouncing around the Senate. It's just silly. Like, all right, you can fucking somersault. You have to do it every 20 seconds, Yoda.
That's his only fighting style because he's so small.
And also,
did you not like the bit where he walked in and took down the 2 guards quickly?
I loved that. I loved that. That was brilliant. What I do like? I was a bit pissed. I know he didn't expect Palpatine to have any strength or anything. He just like completely caught him off guard.
Bit where Mace Windu shows up to arrest Palpatine.
Right, so we've got that next. That's next. So
now look at these people. Wait. Look at these people on the side. Right, they're fully trained Jedi Masters.
Yeah.
And hang on. Palpatine springs to life, does a fucking wah, and also he screams. I don't know if you noticed that. He screams, and it's a Force scream. It's a Sith scream. It's meant to instill terror and fear. It's like a shockwave going off. So these two more inexperienced than Mace Windu Jedi guys get taken down straight away, and then Mace Windu has the fight of his life against this fucking...
there's 4 of them, actually. There's 4 of them. He managed to kill 3 Jedi.
Yeah.
Before anyone else I don't buy it.
The reason I didn't either. I didn't like that. I was like, that was too...
This whole scene is shit.
I really wanted to hate it, but this time around I'm thinking, okay, well, we're talking about somebody that's remained hidden and undetected as a Sith Lord. His powers are completely unknown. We just found out he's got Force lightning and all this shit. And if you look at the style of him fighting, when he's actually doing the sword fighting, Palpatine is brilliant. I thought it was really good.
I thought it looked awful because of the CGI, and I thought when you look at the expressions, he's a great actor, but when you look at the expressions on his face, he's pulling some really, really funny. I have never done any sword fighting in my life. Some stuntman is just doing all that fight stuff, and you're now asking me to pull some fight faces. There's this one bit where he goes,
I mean,
there's some weird faces.
Is that off the kilter? Not the style of the Jedi fighting that they're used to.
Oh, fuck off! Seriously, man, you are gonna take the piss out of Lumb for defending.
Yeah,
this.
you sounding like me.
Piss right off.
I'm not. I think it's completely unusual fighting style. Do you know what I mean?
But you don't think he took down? Do you not think he took down them first 3 Jedi too easy though?
Way too easy. Way too easy.
I did at first until I realised there's a little bit more going on there. I think there's a little bit more going on there. So he does that weird spinning dive, right? And as he does it, he shrieks, and there's this weird, horrible shriek. It's like Sith scream that comes out. That is apparently like a weapon in the Sith arsenal.
All right. Okay.
So, you know, I mean, I'm not...
It's nice to explain that at some point in the film, wouldn't it?
I just think that... Well, don't explain.
I was thinking about this when I watched it, and I thought...
Why can he shoot fucking lightning then? Why is that any different?
The difference being you can see that there's lightning coming out of his hands, and that's what's causing that person to fall backwards. But when he does a scream, there's no explanation that scream is instilling fear in anybody. All he does is go, which a lot of people do when they're fighting anyway. So it doesn't explain anything at all.
I'm not saying it does, but you don't ever find out an explanation why he can shoot electricity from his fingers.
But that doesn't matter because you can see. Okay, yeah, he shoots lightning, people get hurt. You can see that there's a cause and an effect there. The scream thing, you could have just made that up, as far as I'm concerned, because I've never heard it before in my life, and there's certainly nothing in that scene or in this film or in any of the narrative that explains that.
Yeah. I understand, but
I've got you another choppy bit.
What the fuck is this?
This again, the acting in this is bad.
What? Who from?
From Hayden Christensen.
Everybody, even Samuel Jackson.
Sam Jackson's not great in this either. Also, it's the lines. I can't remember what Palpatine's saying, but it's just like, I will be more powerful than you, or I am stronger than you. And it's like, why would you just fucking shoot the guy? Jesus.
He actually literally shouts while he's electrocuting people. Power.
Yes.
Power.
That's it. Yeah.
Over the top, mate. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's weird. It's weird, but no, that scream, it's there. Go back, watch it, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm not denying that the scream's there, but there's nothing to explain what that scream's doing other than any generic scream that people do when they fucking fight. It's that simple.
The fact that it's an unholy, unnatural scream. If you listen to it again,
it's not because I only know that because you've just told me. I just watched the film twice. Nothing in that.
We are dwelling on the screen quite a lot.
Yeah. Let's carry on. You see it,
this time, next time.
I ain't got a clip. Right, this bit where he just comes out with name Darth Vader. Do you reckon he's had that waiting, or do you think he like off the top of his head? I'll call you Darth. I'm looking at there's a fader on my desk there. Darth Curtains.
Darth Dead Guy. No, not Darth Dead Guy.
Darth Power. No, I've just said that. I've already said Power a few times. Darth Extreme. Yeah.
Notebook. In his notebook.
Listen, names.
Possible Darth names.
Oh no, that's what I was going to call my dog. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no, that's just dog names.
Wait a minute. Is there anything in
Darth Windowline? Oh no, that's my shopping list. Sorry, it's.
Is that bad? Darth Hearth? Oh, it rhymes too much. Yeah.
Darth. File my tax return. Sorry, that's my to-do list. Sorry, it's. Yeah. It's also the fact that it's like. So the Jedi are really bad. No, they're the really good guys. They've been looking after me. They've fed me. They've clothed me. They've taught me all this really cool shit. Yeah, I know. But when your wife, who's not dying, but when she dies, I can stop her from dying. Oh, okay, cool. I'll be on your side then.
Yeah, there's a real problem, I think, with it, with the fact that he just turns so quickly and goes and murders. I mean, we'll get to the temple bit, but so he goes out basically. Here we go. Goes out on a killing rampage. Literally after
he's got yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes, and then Order 66 happens, and we see I've got all this stuff. Look, oh, there you go. That's that silly animal that makes loads of noise.
Am I being a prick here? That looks like the fakest fucking thing ever. This guy on the robot guy here, the stormtrooper, looks fake. The guy without his helmet looks fake. The dragon looks fake. Ewan McGregor looks like he's been painted in afterwards. It looks fake. It all just looks shit. It's shit. It's taking the weight away from one of the biggest moments in any movie ever.
I mean, what did you think of all this Order 66?
Well, it's interesting because after having watched The Mandalorian, it didn't strike me the first time I watched Sith, and I watched it when it first came out, and I haven't seen it since. But having watched The Mandalorian and learning more about what Order 66 was, it suddenly seems way more poignant and such a more in the lore of the Jedis. It's fucking huge, isn't it? But I didn't get it first time round. It's taken The Mandalorian to impress upon me what that actually was.
Do you reckon they'll ever go back in and change it and do these effects again? Do you reckon they'll ever go in and tinker with them again?
I think they're so fucking staunch and stubborn about these movies. They're never going to change them, because they could have done special editions of them all. They could change whatever they wanted, because they could have just said, hand on heart, when we made these films, they were fucking cutting edge. Now they don't look so great. We're going to go in and polish it up. Nobody's going to say a word, but they won't go near them for some reason. I think it's because they're so problematic. They can't figure out, like we can't. We've been talking about these movies for weeks, right? And we can't figure out exactly what's wrong. We've all got different ideas and different reasons: green screen, bad acting, bad script, bad direct, blah, blah, blah. But we can't actually nail what's wrong. You know what I mean? Because it's so fractious. So, I mean, I love to think that they remake them. They would be. We've said this time and time again. The stories are fine. The way they've made them, the way they've executed them.
I mean, jump into the new trilogy. They're on about now going back and doing them for Disney Plus, and putting extra stuff in them. There's been rumors this week about like remaking them and recasting and doing all. I don't think they will, but there is a big rumor going around that saying that they're not happy.
Why is that there? Like, to me, the last trilogy wasn't perfect, but that isn't a fucking problem.
I think they are wondering whether it's even worth their while, because there was so much hate for the prequels, whether it's actually financially worth their while and whether they'll make that money back, or whether
I wonder if they, with the Snyder Cut and everything coming out, I wonder if they might go back and release stuff on Disney Plus, like even if they get all the extended scenes and shove them back in and do the effects and everything, and release it as an extended cut. I think they might do that.
I'm interested to see it if they did.
Yeah, I think they'd probably do that. Because it's extra content,
the,
like you were saying earlier.
Where do you draw the line? Right, you name me the most perfect bit of Phantom Menace. There isn't one. There isn't one scene in the movie that runs smoothly.
I like hang on then, the Darth Maul fight at the end with Obi-Wan, and I like that.
Hated it.
All right.
Didn't tell a story.
Hang on then. I'm thinking when I first saw it then. When you first saw that in the cinema, I swear to God, I loved that. I was like, this is great. You know, it was, I thought, the fact that he got cut off with the shields and all that, and he were...
Okay, I'm going to make a weird analogy here. The first time I got a hand job, I thought it was fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? But when I actually went a bit further with somebody, it were better. You know what I mean? Just because I did something for the first time.
He started doing it himself, he realised.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so for me.
When he started making his own Star Wars movie,
when I came out of The Last Jedi, I
thought it was some fan fiction.
I thought it was the best Star Wars movie I'd ever seen when I came out of the film. I thought it was the best one. I thought, wow, what balls they've got to just totally throw it all under the bus. And honestly, I remember texting Gittins and saying, wow, I really enjoyed that. When I watched it again, I was like, what? You know what I mean?
All right, Phantom Menace pod race. There you go. Another bit.
Too long. It's too long.
It's way too long.
It don't matter. It's still a good idea, and it's new.
And it's got a 9-year-old kid that can't act all the way through it.
Oh, come on. Let's get back to this one.
Badly.
Let's talking about... that brings us nicely onto this bit. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, this. I mean, I just don't know. I don't think. I mean,
this is why I think comedy could come into this. For me, he shows up right, and he's got that lightsaber, and they go, Master Anakin, we're being attacked from everywhere. What are we going to do? What he should have done instead of striking his lightsaber is going, well, what we're doing is we're sending you guys out first. You're the first. A bunch of kids into battle. What I do like about this scene is that flinch that the kid gives when he puts his lightsaber on.
Yeah, that's great.
Bit of fucking acting.
Oh, no, that's not what... Yeah, but you're not saying he was a rubbish actor.
No. I think she's talking about Pod Racer kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's talking about him. But that kid has the most natural reaction out of any of the fucking actors in the entire trilogy for me. When he switches the lightsaber on and he goes, oh, fuck. And then you don't even see what he does. But I just think, it's that easy. Just let just act. It was good.
I mean, do you think the switch is big enough for him to go and murder all these kids?
No. I know. I don't. I think you're thinking about him trying to put a dam up against all this hatred that's in his life, right? And the dam's there, and all of a sudden the dam breaks down, and it's just straight evil. Or it doesn't make any.
No. There's no trickle of water at all. The dam is just broken open. Killed
a questionable character, didn't he? He killed Count Dooku, pretty much the head of the Sith at the point. He was the bad guy before they knew about Palpatine. He was the guy running the show. He goes from killing a guy who's evil with justification for killing that guy
to killing this dude.
To killing these kids. Even Obi-Wan even says to him, "You killed Count Dooku, man. You did something good. Don't worry about it." And then he goes straight from that to killing little kids. And not one of these kids is talented enough.
He's already chopped Windu's hand off by this point, hasn't he?
Yeah. I would have thought that some of these kids would have switched the lightsaber and had a fight with him or something.
I think that kid does actually. He's got his lightsaber, I think, in his hand there.
But what I don't realise is when he turns it on, his head's just leaning too far forwards and he just takes his own face off. It's just like...
what a time to switch my lightsaber on for the first time. That's got
I mean, if your missus, you have a dream that she's going to die in childbirth, would that be enough?
I would take out.
I'm going to murder everybody to make sure she doesn't die. I'm going to murder them all.
I understand.
Everywhere's going to burn. I
think it's a bit
on not even the fact that this guy can make her not die. He kind of goes, I kind of might know the way to do that. And then he even says, when he's in the Senate and he gives him the Darth Vader title, he even goes, I'll learn that with you. I'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah, that's how we'll learn how to do that together.
You said you knew how to do it. You said you knew how to do that. Maybe everybody.
You know what? I'll go and kill the kids, but maybe we should come up with a better plan on at least maybe like write it down
Give me the document.
Yeah.
Give me the spell book with that in it. And then I'll go
lots of lists. Maybe we make a list about this. Yeah.
How many kids do I have to murder before I save my own wife?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
All of them. All of them.
No problem. Yeah, I'll be back in 15 minutes.
They trust me. I'll go in and they'll go, Master Skywalker, what do we? Oh no.
Why don't you just spare them the lightsaber death and just chuck a grenade in there and walk off? They're only kids. They're going to be able to fight a thermal detonator, are they?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't. Every time you watch it, I feel so sorry for them.
They're only green screen kids. They're not real. Don't worry.
Oh, look at them.
All right, little kids. Master Anakin. What are they? They're gonna.
There are too many of them. That's what he says. There are too many of them.
What are we going to do? Please, sir, can you help us out?
Can I have some more, Master Anakin?
Does that and he just chops his hands off?
Anakin's like, well, I've got good news, guys. You don't have to worry about the army.
Yeah.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Oh no. Right, let's keep going then. We still got a bit to do here. Right. Okay, so you see the
what I like about this is the juxtaposition between all the crazy green screen shit to a fucking thing you've seen.
This is the first time. This is the first time we see something we recognise from the Star Wars universe, and like a setting, and it's great. It's great.
Like, thank
yeah, I had a sigh of relief at that point.
Right. So we'll come back to that in a sec because Anakin goes off he's going off to kill the Trade Federation on that lava planet Mustafar. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what's he called? Bail Organa. He goes out and he rescues the remaining Jedi, so he ends up getting Obi-Wan and Yoda, and they have a big chat about what they're going to do. And Yoda says we'll go back to the Jedi Temple. All that comes up in a minute. But
walking stick there. They've just been pinging around the Senate.
Yeah.
He's tired now.
He hasn't done that yet. All right,
sorry.
He hasn't done it yet. It's the big reveal. Then we come back to the Senate though, and he says we're going to build a galactic empire, and everybody goes yay! And Padme turns and goes, "This is how stuff dies."
Dudes, that's what she says.
We better get out of here, maybe.
Yeah.
So then it shows you Anakin killing all them guys. He finally gets killed after making it through 3 movies. He's like, "I've made it. I'm in number 4. Hey!"
Go back to that picture a second. Is that the Death Star in the background on there? What's that? No, it's just in it, but it looked because of that little. It was a place. Death Star. Okay.
Then we see Obi-Wan looks at the security footage in the.
Oh no! I've tuned in right about just the time where Anakin's about to cock.
I mean, this thing here, right? Palpatine would not have had security cameras in his office, would he? Because they found him doing Sith stuff all the time. Be like,
recording all the evil deeds all the time.
Yeah,
play it back. They do it with Anakin, don't they, as well? They show him like the footage of him, chopping all the kids up.
Yeah.
Well, I believe they'd have footage in the temple, but not in Palpatine's office. And why didn't they just check the security cameras earlier if you didn't?
When he was trying on his
serious communication between Palpatine and his engineers. That's why
they'll have a shot at one point, right? I swear to God, of Palpatine just opening his drawer in his office and his lightsaber's in there, and he's like, "Oh." I hope nobody checks that.
He's accidentally got his Sith lanyard on. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Darth Maul walks in one day to say hello to him. He's like, "What are you doing? Get out!" With a disguise on, with a moustache. Hello, I'm Darth Bert. Anyway, So she flies to there. Obi-Wan sneaked on board, and they have a hug. And he says, "Why have you come here? I'm going to choke you."
Choking your pregnant wife. I mean, that's
I mean, he's already murdered them kids, so anything's possible now, isn't it?
Do you know what? She probably forgive him after it, like she did with some people. Like, what do you mean? You just murdered a bunch of kids? It's okay, Anakin.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, she actually comes to him, and she's going to forgive him, even though everyone's already told her. He says, you know, he's already told her that. So
there's one point where he's choking her, and he's going, you betrayed me. I'm doing this to save your life. And hang on, wait. Oh, maybe this is how she dies. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. Obi-Wan should have said, "Just fucking walk away, Padme." I
like the bit. I like the line. What does he say when he goes, "You've turned her against me."
Yeah.
And he says, you have done that yourself. Yeah, I like that. We're good.
Good line.
So they have a big fight. They start the big fight off that goes on for a while. But
this is a pretty. If you watch this footage back, it looks quite impressive at the start.
Right.
Actually, when you look it back, there is so much where they are just doing this overhead, and like for about 30 seconds, they're just swinging the lightsabers like this in front of each other, and both of them are completely exposed. It's ridiculous.
Did you like some of it though, or did you like?
I like some of it.
I like the start. I think when it gets to the lava bit where they're on them silly robots,
awful.
Like, oh come on, they didn't need that. It was good. It was good. And there's that bit where he says, doesn't he? There's a bit of dialogue, and he says, "I have failed you, Anakin," and all that, and blah 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 blah. I like all that stuff, you know. And then it keeps cutting back to obviously the Yoda and Palpatine in the Senate.
I hated this whole fight with Yoda and Palpatine.
Yeah, and then he says, "I've got to go." He loses. Then he says, "I've got to go into exile." And you think,
right now, okay. So first of all, before that, there's a little bit where Yoda looks like he's been watching Die Hard and he's doing crawling through the air ducts.
Oh yeah,
like, he's got a really cool plan. It's like, oh no, he's just giving up really fucking easily.
Yeah,
like there's so much more he could have done, and it's like, no.
I think you need to do a John McClane Yoda crossover impression here, who crawling through. Oh, come to the Death Star, have a nice time.
Come to the Death Star, have a good time. I don't know. Can't do it. You have to do it backwards, wouldn't you?
It's a preposterous fucking fight.
Yeah, yippee-ki!
Yippee-ki, motherfucker!
The way,
yippee, mother Kai fucker.
Fuck a mother Ki. Trails happy. Hands happy trails. Trails happy hands.
Oh dear. Right. Gittins expresses the hatred of these fight scenes so well. I'm pretty sure he's turning to the fucking Death Star. You've got so much hate in you. Use the hate word like it's just normal. It's a strong word, man. It's got power. It's going to turn you to the fucking dark side. I'm just warning you. Careful with that shit. Can't handle it. It's too strong for you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, right. So we've done the Senate thing. He gives up really quickly. And then we get. I thought this was. I mean, that's pretty horrific, isn't it?
So this is the point where I suddenly thought, okay, McGregor has suddenly remembered that he's an actor, but it was the bit where he's going, "I hate you," and I kind of expected everyone to be like, "Hang on, why'd you hate me? Hang on, wait. I taught you everything I know, treated you like a brother, really took you in," and then for Anakin to go, "Oh man, I've really fucked this up, haven't I? Shit! Oh, I'm so sorry."
I mean, for me, it's just too fucking Monty Python. The guy's crawling around like the Black Knight with no arms and no legs, coming after him. What are you gonna do? You're on fire. You've got no fucking limbs. What are you gonna do to me, dipshit? Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just nuts. I think the whole thing. I hate you. Ugh, I'm so full of hate now. I can't stop hating everything. It's like Gittins.
No, it's like Gittins about the Goonies. That's what he's like.
I love the Goonies.
He hated it.
Needs to die. I want to see some heads on pikes I'm sick of it. I hate this fight scene.
I just want to see fight scenes that make sense and tell a story and aren't just flashy for the sake of being flashy. That's it.
Agree, I just don't hate it.
I think they didn't need that bit where they were flying around on them droids in this. I think it could have been just as effective, you know.
You know what? It's because I work with a lot of fight directors who have a lot of integrity, and if they'd been given an opportunity to fight direct something like this, it would have been awesome. It would have told such a brilliant story. Whereas people who've just been overawed with, you know, with the occasion and the amount of technology that they're allowed to use.
I work with a lot of fart directors.
Yeah, and they should have had some farts in the movie.
Right. Well, yeah.
That's your comedy. That is your comedy bit that's missing.
There you go.
They had loads of fart directors in the Phantom Menace. There was
Master
a load.
Skywalker, what can we do? We're overwhelmed.
Yeah, and he just catches it and throws it in the kid's face.
Oh dear! And right at the end of the film, C-3PO and R2D2, and he's like, "Wipe that protocol droid's memory," and R2 goes,
and he's like,
just a little.
I
thought you were going to say wipe that protocol droid's ass.
That's what I was going to say. That would have been so much funnier. Music,
right?
The
we're going to
brilliant and better than the trilogy. It's absolutely outstanding.
John Williams Star Wars music, no matter what film it is, awesome. Love it.
Yeah, but in this film in particular, it's really good. It works really well with the story.
Yeah. Superb. Yeah, cool. Okay, then we get the line from the robot saying, "What is it? She's lost the will." No, she's lost the will to live.
Yeah, it's like wait. Hang on, I want a second opinion. Call yourself a doctor. It's just like, oh fucking, what's wrong with her? Oh, she's heartbroken.
Look at Yoda's face in that shot. Even he's going, "What?"
Get over it.
Yes, he is. Look. What? Eh? She's lost. We don't know why, but she's lost the will to live. What?
Can we just get a proper doctor, like a human doctor, in here? This guy, what?
Honestly, looks like it. This whole scene with all these different robots behind, to me, looks more like some sort of Japanese anime thing than it does a Star Wars. It's just overkill. We've got weird designs for robots. You know, and like you said about technology, in the Empire Strikes Back, when they're putting Luke back together after he gets smacked in the face by the Hoth Wampa, and he's in the back to tank, and there's that crappy puppet robot. I mean, it still looks better than any of these.
Yes. 2-1B, that's called, that robot. 2-1B.
Yeah. It's not a pencil.
Yeah. That's HB. And sauce, HB sauce.
Jesus.
Well, you would, if you had these, you'd have them in Hoth, wouldn't you? You'd have them in flying around.
I'm just thinking to myself, what's the point in all your medical robots if you can't even correctly fix what's wrong?
Diagnose,
yeah, exactly. Not even a thing you die of, dipshit. You die of a broken heart.
Maybe it is in Star Wars land, as you said earlier. Maybe that is.
Mine's really, really broken, though. You know what I mean?
And then you get the obviously you get.
Oh god, this is amazing! We're like, Padme. Oh no, she's dead. Oh, hang on. The whole point of me joining your side was because you said that you were going to make sure she. Yeah, sorry about that.
I like how he has a little laugh as well.
And then he goes, "Do you want to come and dedicate the rest of your life working for me?" Yeah, go on, I'll do that. No problems.
Yeah. I mean, once he's gone too far by then, and he's like, "Oh, I can't really go back."
All them kids. What's my other?
I can't go back to Jedi Temple now and go. Sorry. I mean, who would you say it to?
Jedi Temple is like, guys, you hear about all them kids that got murdered?
Yeah,
what's that all about?
Just there, getting like an arm and a torso, trying to stick it back. No, it's fine. We can make this right again.
And then there's one Jedi with security footage going.
Do you know what? Not just the fact that the kid can't act really, and is not particularly great. Hayden, what's he called? What's he called? Hayden
Christensen.
It's not just that he can't act; it's that It's
only
like
in your opinion, my young Padawan.
It's like putting my kid into a full-size Batman costume. You wouldn't believe it with Batman. It's Darth Vader, the actor who played him in the originals, is like fucking 7 foot. He's a monolith of a man. How the hell are they going to make this little kid? What are they going to explain? Well, part of the thing, when we got you the Darth Vader costume, we had to give you extra, like some stuff in your shoes. We put up technology in the heel of your boots. So you're now 7 foot tall. It doesn't make any sense. He's not a 7 foot actor, Hayden Christensen, is he?
No,
bullshit. Star Wars is just total bullshit. It's like they make it all up.
I just realised that droid in the background is the one that they use in the Hoth. That one on the right hand side.
That's the one that we're getting a Lego UCS of this year. It's the latest robot they're doing.
Is it?
It looks, honestly, I've seen the pictures. It looks mint. It looks really, really good.
It's a big one.
It's going to be a bit. It's a UCS one, so yeah, about 1,500 pieces, I think. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, you'll like that one. I mean, it's all the little bits that come out of it and stuff. It's cool.
All right, cool. But, so they go back on the ship and they say we've got to split the kids up that have just been born. They've been named Luke and Leia. She had them names ready.
Just like Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader. Yeah, Darth Vader's ready.
I'm sorry. Nobody's ever picked a name that quickly for a kid in the lab. Honestly, me and Joe
that's not kind as well.
She might have had them ready.
Like, are we still sure about the name we picked for the kid we've got? You always doubt this shit.
Don't forget as well.
Also, do you know what? I don't think they should have actually said the names.
She didn't know she was having twins.
We know that they're Luke and Leia. Why tell us that those kids are Luke and Leia when we already know, and you're going to go and give them to the two people, the two couples that we know raised those two kids? It's just a bit insulting to the audience for to have to do that.
Not just that, when you start our trilogy, the New Hope trilogy, you have to wait 3 episodes to find out that Luke's his sister, that Leia and Luke are related. It's part of the fucking plot. So again, they've given it away in the prequel.
Did they ever find out? Did they ever find out they're related? I was thinking this last night. I couldn't remember.
His sister, and Han Solo gets all upset. Luke goes away, becomes a Jedi, figures it all out that Darth's his dad and he's got a sister, and he comes back and he tells her. And then Han and Leia, at the end of Return of the Jedi, they meet up, and she goes, "I got something to tell you." And Han goes, "You love him, don't you? You're gonna fucking go off with Luke, aren't you?" And she goes, "No, it's not like that. I do love him, but not like you think. He's my brother."
Ah, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I couldn't remember that scene.
But
no. I remember that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you do find out.
All right. So,
Empire Strikes Back, right? Don't you? Because he goes, "No, there is another."
Yeah, that boy is our last hope. Well, again, that doesn't really retcon, does it? Because it's everyone who goes, "That boy is our last hope," even though I held both the twins in my arms on the ship that time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've just figured this out. It's taken me this long, but Star Wars is just like it's totally made up.
It is made up. It is made up. You're right.
Bullshit.
Don't ruin the show. Right.
That's the best picture. What's that?
That C-3PO, it fades and I got his head just in it.
It is a really weird edit in the whole film, because it's just like everything else is like a side swipe or just a cut to the next scene. But when I was watching it, I was like, actually, that is very C-3PO, isn't it? It just
I'm not sure about this. I think what they've done, right? Put the picture back.
A holiday special as well.
You remember in Attack of the Clones where they put his head on the droid? In this one, they were like, let's just put his head on the entire fucking scenery. Let's see how far we push this shit.
So that's the bit where he says he gets his memory erased. He says erase his memory, and he's like, "Oh my!" And then they cut to the funeral, and I got us a lovely picture here. Look, yeah, there he is. Jar Jar is back. Misa not even got a line in this movie. Oh,
poor
didn't even have not one line.
Yeah, I know, man. Bright and Blessed's there waiting. I'm ready to perform. Don't even get that fucking line.
And then you see Natalie Portman dead in the
thing is, what they've cut out here is the bit where Jar Jar trips over, knocks the coffin over. She fucking
Yeah. Well, not again, Jar Jar. No,
Oh.
Jar Jar, not again, or whatever he says. Right, then we see the construction on the Death Star.
Yeah, that's cool.
I still say it's too early. I mean, they've got quite a lot built there. It's the skeleton, but it's getting there, isn't it? Then you've got Tarkin at left.
Yeah, but what you've missed is the Emperor turning around Darth Vader and going, right, so I've got these colour samples. Which ones do you think that would be they go, oh, maybe the puce. No, I like the eggshell is much better.
Goes, can I get the spinny chair this time? And he's like,
no.
I'm the spinny chair guy.
What about a spinny chair on the bridge here? Nobody has a spinny chair on the bridge, you idiot. But I could look out of the window and spin. No. Star Destroyers do not have spinny chairs, Vader. For the last time.
I forgot about Moff Tarkin being in this. That's interesting because that's clearly like they've already had some CGI skeleton work done on that character way before Rogue One.
No, that's the makeup. That's the guy in makeup.
Is it?
Yeah. Right, then they give. I've got two. I don't know why I've got two pictures of this. I think I just grabbed two screen grabs.
Because you like to have lots of pictures of all the films, Chris, because you're very thorough.
Not that thorough. Not to have two pictures of the same bit, just a bit more in like that. Look.
Maybe you really like the scene.
I got that first one. I thought you can't really tell who it is, and then I thought, I'll have that one.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's Alderaan. First time we've ever seen it in the film. We saw it in there before it gets blown up, obviously, and everybody dies.
Okay.
And obviously, Rogue One, Jimmy Smits is in it again, isn't he? Playing Bail Organa.
Pop that up again.
That one.
Just notice we got the fucking gherkin in this.
Yeah.
That's where they got the inspiration for that building in London.
Building down by London Bridge, the gherkin.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
So
they get a baby. It's like Oprah. You get a baby. You get a baby.
Everybody gets a baby. Now this scene is just like, I just feel like because there's no dialogue in this. Now I get it. The previous scene, husband and wife, he can explain everything to her, but like everyone just turns up and goes, "Here's a baby." And she's like, "Wait, hang on, you're giving me a baby? This is a really big decision. This doesn't happen. Hang on, wait. Whose baby is this? I'm going to go and speak to my husband about this. I'm going to speak to my husband. Honey, this guy here, he's just giving us a baby. What guy? Where the fuck's he just gone?
This can answer everything.
What have you been up to?
No, this can answer it all. All he did, he showed him the holographic table of. He just went. It's all on security cameras with video, everything.
In fact, we've released it as a series of films called Star Wars. Just watch that.
That'd have been brilliant in episode 9 if Obi-Wan had been sat at a table. He just turned the hologram machine off and went, What? I'd be like, what?
Can you put the picture of Obi-Wan giving her baby away again?
Yeah.
Just look at this, right? What kind of nutcase goes, right, what we're going to do is we're going to fly this lady who plays this lady out and this baby and Obi-Wan. We're going to fly him out to the desert and we're going to film it against the sunset. And George Lucas goes, no. Let's just spend $60 million making this look as fake as fucking possible. And that's the problem. Look at it. This is so easy. They've got deserts around them in bloody LA. They could have gone to film it. It's so fucking fake. That's all.
That one.
That's a bit better. That's a bit better. What do you think?
Even that look.
So about this baby.
I mean, they've got. If you think about it, they've got a shot of that already, haven't they? They could have used. I wonder where we've seen that before. That exact same shot. You know. Can't quite place it.
Prepared for this baby. I mean, everybody knows when you're pregnant, you got to plan this shit. You got a baby proof. Get a cot. He's in.
Obi-Wan holographed it in earlier. He went, I'm gonna come here and give you this baby.
Are you gonna bring us some nappies?
What if the new Obi-Wan series is these journey to take the baby to him?
That would be terrible.
Yeah, I know.
It would be terrible.
Well, what is the Obi-Wan series going to be? Because it is about him protecting Luke. You're like, what? What is it going to be?
Yeah, but surely it's going to be a kid Luke that you don't really see much of. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
It's
as mysterious as the Lando series that they don't even tell you which Lando they're doing the series about. There's just a graphic saying Lando. You're like, what?
I can't remember what I'm going to say. Obi-Wan. But yeah. The thing is, if they take him off Tatooine at all in that period between Obi-Wan starting and A New Hope starting, then it's complete bullshit. He can't go anywhere because it's known that he has to stay where he is to look after the kid, and he's in hiding.
Do you think it's going to be like Three Men and a Baby? You know, where like he's got to take the baby with him everywhere, and he's got like the haversack and stuff. That bit where he's acting.
Mr. Sandman, lend me a dream.
Oh, it's no, it's good.
And a load of Jawas come out.
Time to go.
Yeah. Baby's day out. Like Luke keeps going on wild about. He's like, no. Imagine that if they just did it like a comedy series where it was just Luke getting up to like mischief and Obi-Wan going after him, going, oh, and they put it in the canon. Everybody like, what the fuck? They'd probably react like they did with WandaVision, episode 1. They were like, no, hang on, the purpose.
Obi-Wan and Tom Selleck and Steve Guttenberg, that'd be pretty cool.
As Paul playing Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan 2 and 3. 3 Obi-Wans and a baby. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see it. I want to see it.
We can
we'll make that. 3 Obi-Wans and a baby.
Yeah.
Right, let's write it. We'll do a live script reading of that film.
Yeah.
3 Obi-Wans and a baby.
Nice. So, gents, your thoughts on the Phantom Menace? Where does it rate? Because some people rate this as their favorite. Sorry, Revenge of the Sith. Sorry, some people rate this as their favorite Star Wars film of all times. What do you think? Some people rate it as their favorite Star Wars film of all times. Some people rate it as their favorite sequel. Some people think it's better than the last 3 that we've had released.
I think that stupidity is the most plentiful substance in the universe, so that's fucking fine. If you think it's the best one, fine. I
think it depends what you've grown up with. I think all these things do. I think that's the best way to look at it. I mean, some people love, like you say, 1, 2, and 3. They grew up watching them. That were their Star Wars films. They love Jar Jar Binks and all that. So,
it's all. In essence, it's all inconsequential because we're all going to die. Star Wars, get over yourself.
Wow.
Everybody's got the favourites. To be honest with you, this is my favourite of the prequels, and I'll give it that much.
Yeah.
Almost fucking good. It's almost good. It's just not quite good. It
would have been a good film if they'd just been way less enthusiastic with the CGI. And I know why they were, obviously, because they just had it available to them and they just had a new toy and they played with it. But
I just wish I could wish away my feelings.
Oh, Lummy.
I do.
Oh, it makes me so sad.
And how coarse is that sand?
It's very coarse, but you're smooth and you're not like coarse.
About you.
You're different.
That's beautiful, guys. Thanks.
Yeah,
that
is some script writing right there, isn't it?
You two are like sand. You get everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, I would get right up your butt hole. I would say that even though it's the strongest of the 3, it's no Peter Rabbit.
Whoa. It's certainly no Peter Rabbit 2.
No. 2. I haven't seen 2 yet, but it's not even 1.
I mean,
not even 1.
This is going to be the one to watch. Yeah. I can't wait till we're doing an in-depth review of Peter Rabbit 2.
I think what we should do, just to test our metal, right, since we banged on about it so much, is you guys should watch the Peter Rabbit movie and see if you think it's better than any of the prequels.
What's with the you guys? What's with the you guys? With 3 geeks?
3-year-old man. Yeah. I've seen some crazy shit recently. The Grinch we watched, the new Grinch. God. It's I don't know if I'd watch it if I were you, Lummy. It's not got Jim Carrey in it. it might upset you. But it was all right. Like, you got to, chill out as a parent and go, look, we're gonna have to watch a lot of cartoons. They're all right.
I like Benedict Cumberbatch. He's the voice, isn't he? It's good.
He is. Yeah, he's doing an American accent in that one as well. Controversial.
Well, next week we are going to be taking another break from the Star Wars franchise, and we will be taking a deep dive retrospective look at E.T.
We're going to put a hate counter on the bottom of the screen to see how many times Gittins says he hates this fucking bit.
Why don't you like the film anyway? What's the big...
We'll talk about it next week. No, it's exactly the opposite. I've got too much heart. I got too much heart. These sort of films like this absolutely destroy me. Any non-human that dies just absolutely has me in pieces.
Doesn't make any sense because the film is making you emote. You're having an emotion.
I hate being emotional.
The job of the film is to do.
Especially right now. I still haven't watched Afterlife 2 because I'm worried it's going to make me cry in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
I wish you could wish away your feelings.
In the middle of a fucking viral pandemic, I'm just all about the lols, man.
Oh, well, you know what they say. We've always got, if it gets too upsetting for you, we've always got Peter Rabbit to bring up.
That's very, very true. So next week we will be taking a look at E.T. If you've enjoyed the show, please give us a like and a subscribe. Join us next week. We'll be back at 8 o'clock. Go and join us over on Twitter. Leave us a comment over there on @It'sAllGeek and we're also available on Facebook, and we have our very own YouTube page where there are edited versions of these videos going out. Nathan, is there anything you would like to say?
I liked it. Can I like and subscribe it? How do I do that?
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't, I don't know. Go and check. I can't see who has subscribed.
I better check.
Go away. Go and subscribe. Oh, bless you. That's very, very nice. Lummy, is there anything that you would like to say or share before next week?
Just the usual stuff. We've got prequel, sequel, requel on Monday. We're doing Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger film on that.
Ooh.
Monday night, 8 o'clock, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then Tuesday night, my soundtrack show. What's the score? Always need requests for that, so request your score music and I'll put it on. We have some nice stuff on. Come and have a listen. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on Box Office Radio. Thank you.
I request you shut the fuck up.
Can I have the Indiana Jones theme tune, please, Lummy, this week?
Yes, you can.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have been playing your songs. You probably just haven't been listening, both of you. I have been putting on what you want.
Look, Nathan, is there anything that you would like to share with people or tell people before we see you again next week? You good?
I don't want them to know any of my business. No, mind your own business. That's what I want to tell you.
Yeah, well, there you go.
No, keep watching. Watch again next week. Maybe you'll have a bit of fun.
And that is the point. We are trying to build a little bit of a geek community here. Life's a bit tough at the moment, and it's a lot better when you've got some friends just to hang out with and just have some silly fun with. So that is us for this week. We've been It's All Geek to Me, and we're going to see you next week at 8 o'clock in all the usual places. So from me, from Lummy, and from Webby, we'll see you next week. Take it easy and